when you're looking for the button and you can't find it, sometimes you have to. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dice 2, brought to you by Once Upon a D20 at Patreon.
Wait, but you didn't tell me how to find the button.
/ Once Upon a D20.
Trade secret.
Yeah.
Linktree / Once Upon a D20. All the places. Only if you're doing it right.
I'll never know.
So, I mean, I'm not really worried about it, but
well, you know, everybody has a button.
Everybody has a button, Ro.
Everybody does have a button. That is fair. Very fair. Very fair. Very fair.
But when last we left off, the group had returned to Whitestone for some intelligence gathering. Ironically, a little vestige gathering accidentally. And then reaching out to those that they knew that have more primal magics, more of the natural magics, to help Luca with Luca's intent to reincarnate his father via the pinky that he removed from him on a jail visit. Those are words that came out of my mouth.
Indeed, they are.
And then proceeded to tell his dad that he should kill himself.
Go out in a blaze of glory in one way or another.
Yeah,
or at least that's how his dad took it.
Mm-hmm.
And
you could definitely say he came back in heat. He's a bunny now.
Well, you see, in the midst of that, reaching out to the voice of the Tempest, they actually got a visit from a friend. And now Valineth, that's the word. I was like, it's on the tip. I had Twilight Dew in my head. I was like, they don't know him as Twilight Dew. They know him as Val.
Yes, and I was gonna say Valineth, but just in case I was wrong, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, no, you're okay. It's okay. I'm just the best at words. We all know this.
And the best at words. No one knows more about words.
Nobody knows more about words than me.
And
Nobody. It's true.
English is a language.
It is definitely a language
that I know. I helped invent it. Anyways,
old enough
so
to.
Indeed.
That's
so,
how I said.
But Valineth coming in, and the storm, in fact, realizing that one of the components for that sort of resurrection, the reincarnation version, requiring meats or not meats but oils and things, reagent to help with the reagent process, teamed up with Val to cook a bunch of the meats that have been preserved and saved over the many months, to remove as much fat as possible from this cacophony of different creatures that y'all have killed and subsequently dried, and utilizing that and some of Valineth's delicious herbs that have been acquired over a long and illustrious career.
So could you say Luca's father was finger licking?
I mean, he's literally, that's how we ended the last episode. What are you talking about? So, processing that at the Slayer's Cake, utilizing Stan the old man to stay late and close up shop after y'all left, leaving a little gift for him of the remaining many pounds of fatless meat, or as juiced as it was gonna be, fatless meat. taking it out to Lord Trinket's public park and doing the ritual. There was a little bit of resistance. Not even just your normal resurrectorial resistance that does happen, but it seemed like the magic was working, and then it was trying to be counteracted, reaching out. Akira and Luca, pleading for their father and or soon-to-be father-in-law. And then the storm, utilizing a ceremony spell, suddenly realized that, channeling the magic, sprinkling the silver, all of a sudden, little clawed hands began to actually appear and then burn and disappear, popping out.
Kind of creepy.
Popping out of the spell, rather than the Dragonborn, as previously mentioned, popping out as a Harengen, Sylvanderous Rant Debatoire, brought back to life, rattled by the entire experience, because he was in fact not a completely free soul to come back, but the efforts provided by the party helped circumvent that very, very, very bad problem that he had, which was the natural 2 that I rolled.
You know what? I was wondering. I was going to ask you what happened behind the scenes.
I had a feeling.
Oh no, I rolled that one out loud. I didn't say what it was. I threw it on the table, and then y'all.
I missed it then.
I saw it. I caught it.
Y'all gave some very, very good help. Very, very, very good help.
He was like, now normally this sort of ritual doesn't necessarily need a lot of help, but would anyone like to? Leading question.
Val didn't know this was like Val's like second one ever, and the first one went off just fine.
You can't blame me.
I didn't see the role. I just figured the help that he asked for was for drama's sake. I completely.
Oh, it was both. It was both. It was in fact both.
Porque no dos.
But in the midst of all of this other stuff going on, with people departing, the debitoires that are still Dragonborn and not Luca being taken care of by the House de Rollo to make sure that they are safe and that they are taken care of. In the midst of that, Eredrin peeled off earlier in the day.
Yeah, like right after we got away from the Dorollos.
Yeah, and at the same time as Kassir, really.
I was gonna say, right before we touch base on that Forge stuff, I just want to say, smart move by Kassir not bringing the Paladin along to meet his vampire friend.
Yeah.
Is she actually a vampire, or is that more a running joke?
No, he is angry at her. She's not actually a vampire.
Oh,
yeah,
well.
at least currently, at least not known to anybody.
She's just a parasite.
Yeah,
but not a vampire.
Yeah, no, he's angry at her.
All vampires are parasites, but not all parasites are vampires.
There you go.
Some parasites are my. Never mind.
Same. Several of mine. Yep. I have an army of leeches in my houses.
Army of leeches. Ugh. Hate the way that feels to think about. But
yeah.
Heading.
They're good at sucking. Sorry.
Good heavens.
Couldn't help it.
Whoa.
Some of them I wish they were, actually, because it would have been redeeming quality.
Yowza, off the rails.
Right. Okay.
You better not bring your kids. Oh, wow.
We're on Twitch. We're on the internet. Hi, everybody.
See, okay, but
We're
this
rated
is
M for mature.
Yeah, this is rated M.
We are definitely rated M for mature. I made sure of it.
Sorry, I really could not.
Because you know us. That's the issue. You know us.
It was out of my mouth before I could think about it.
Phrases that would be said if we weren't streaming.
Indeed. But Eredrin, getting busy. I said what I said. You had an idea for your several hours of crafting time. What do you want to do?
I need what we call money. So I'm going to the forge. Well, first thing I'd like to do, actually, like pre-going to the forge, I actually thought about this week. Would I know if there's a rep for onyx and ivory in Whitestone?
Go ahead and make a history check.
Oh God.
You're intelligent.
Wait, I'm smart.
Fine.
I'm smart.
I was gonna say you're intelligent. It's fine.
This is my smart character. Wait, we're good. We're golden. And D&D wants to reboot on me. Always fun. We love that.
I'm just
We're here for that.
Keeps it fresh. Keeps it.
Yeah, isn't that why they came out with 5.5?
Fair point. Oh, I'm even proficient in it. Nice.
I know.
I didn't even realize that. 26.
Nice. Okay. So you would know that the Onyx and Ivory Guild is internationally recognized.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Okay.
They have a stronger presence in the Dwendalian Empire and throughout the areas there, but like being like, hey, I'm an Onyx and Ivory guy, that does carry weight other places.
Because my first goal is to no longer be an apprentice in the guild because I finished my apprenticeship, so I want my ring. Is my first goal. So my first goal would be to go look to see if there is a rep in Whitestone. Maybe probably find them at the forge or at an office near the forge, but or ask around.
Well,
ask someone, look around.
Yeah, looking around and asking about. There is not an official like Onyx and Ivory like outpost here, like a guild hall.
Yeah.
But in looking around, go ahead and either charisma persuasion or what's the other one? Perception.
We're gonna go with persuasion because
Okay.
I'm blind.
Asking around.
13.
13.
So not the best.
That's okay.
Better than average.
Better than average. Looking around, you don't find you don't find a like a big seal anywhere, right? Like it's an esoteric enough thing that like to put that out there it's not of enough value out here, you figure. But in kind of looking around, going into a shop here, a shop there, you get down. You get down into the common ward.
Okay.
And the merchants up in Dawnfather Square, whatever. And there's a couple of smithies up there, and but you have that default thought in your head. Where would an Onyx and Ivory smith actually probably hang? And you know where the Church of the Everlight is because of Pike. And so heading down into the common ward, looking about, you do find that there is a forge out yonder way, and I'll drop your token where it is.
Nothing like a
On
good
my
yonder
reduced-
way to bully me.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, out on the lower edge of town, where it almost blends in. It's not ostentatious. It very much in the way that you were brought up. In fact, it very much is a utilitarian building, a form follows function sort of.
Huh?
Yeah.
Said what I said.
Upper Duke.
Indeed.
Hey, don't worry. Fisher has them back and is taking good care of them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Fisher joined me in Hupperduke
He did.
in hiding.
He did. You bought him a house and said, "Hey, hide here." It works. But
Yeah.
Heading to this Temple of Morden, you get there, and there is a Goliath in there, just hammering away, doing his thing, and you see kind of in the smithing hand a big with the black and the eye with the white contained on the inside of it, or like overlapping the way that they do on the big gold ring, and just hammering away. Looks like he's making a shoulder pauldron right now, shaping out a shoulder pauldron for some sort of armor.
Mm-hmm. Walking up, once I see the ring, I would shake my wrist, let my homunculus flutter around. Just gotta present yourself well if you're going to try to make this argument to someone who has never met you, essentially. So, it's afternoonish.
Like yours would have happened right around midday, so like right around noon.
Hello.
Greetings.
Well,
and like he like you hello there, ding, and then actually kind of like looks at the way it's looking right now, does a quick kind of look over on it, and then doesn't quench it, just kind of sets it off to the side for a moment. And what's good? I'm Jiren.
Nice to meet you, Jiren. My name is Erdrin, and I'm going.
What's that?
Oh, I'm typing Jiren in my notes. So I like to keep people.
Jirin.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah. Hello there. I'm Erdrin. I'm also a smith, and I was trying to look around for anyone in the Onyx and Ivory Guild that I could maybe speak to.
You an aspiring hopeful or a practicing member? He kind of like looks over you and doesn't see the ring.
Yeah. Well, actually, I just finished my apprenticeship just a few days ago. In fact. And
oh, really? Who you study with?
Fisher, Shimmerfist over in Grimgalier. Well, now Hupperduke, but over in Grimgalier and Hupperduke.
I've not made it as far out as Grimgalier or Hupperduke myself, but the name does ring a bell in my bell.
Of course. And while I finished my my apprenticeship, it was kind of a odd situation. Fisher was being hunted by a dragon, which is actually my sibling's father. Whole things got kind of messed up, and I was
That sounds extremely complicated.
yes, extremely so. And I was wondering, we never actually got to talk about steps for being moved into being a full member of that.
Well, if you are who you say you are.
If you need confirmation, I have a sending stone where you could ask Fisher yourself.
Really?
I do.
And he puts he actually like takes his glove off, the one that was holding the hot side, and takes that off, kind of dusting off both hands, and all right, let's see him.
And I'd hand him my sending stone to Fisher.
And kind of pinching it because he's Goliath. He's a big old boy, a little shorter than Storm, but
Okay.
still only 8 foot, right?
Okay.
And he kind of pinches it, does the kind of like jeweler look at it, kind of flipping it around, and then looks like he looks really close at some of the glyph work on it. All right. And he just kind of like holds it and just stares for a moment, and you see the familiar flash of magic of it expending its charge. And he stares for a moment and then smiles. All right. He hands it back towards you. You knew what to say, at very least. So and that sending stone is definitely made by a member. So then I have to wonder. You've got words. Do you have actions?
Do you want something completed, or do you want an in-person test of my skill?
And he actually reaches to his ring and slides it off. And as he holds it up, you can see the ring work going from each side of the signet. Looks like a weave of basically 5 vines or lines of metal, all kind of intertwining together and kind of braiding all the way around. And then the seal, honestly fairly basic, but the way that the O overlaps partially around one part of the eye and then comes up over the other side, and the way that the O and the I fit together very particularly, right? All of the little bits of the little bits of particularity. The circle around it having the kind of little edge notches, the little rectangles that pop up and frame it. Mm-hmm. You see all of the very, very particular bits, and his is just a little bit different than Fisher's, almost like a little bit of a signature, almost.
Okay.
And he holds it over to you and says, by letting you copy this, I am putting my name and my reputation attached to yours. Like I said, Fisher knew what to say on the other end of that stone. Whoever was actually there, they knew exactly what to tell me to get me to trust you. So with that trust, copy it and improve on it. Make it your own. And he just sets it on the table where his kind of jeweling area is. His tools, everything clean, well kept.
Yeah.
Copy it, and then make your own improvements upon it. We learn from each other and improve on the foundations of those that came before.
Very well.
And so, if I can evaluate that your work matches your words, then we can proceed further.
Very well. And I would, feeling very at home in a forge, I would almost immediately just kind of basically dive into work, like take a few minutes, pull out my jeweler's.
Oh yeah,
jeweler's glass
like full on hat on the rack, coat drop, getting full on taking off the nice shirt. With that, let's go ahead and step by step throw some the first check. Let's call it a strength-based crafting check.
Ooh, strength-based.
So with your you are jeweler currently and pretty much all the time?
Well, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
I still have some things from Tasha.
Yeah.
I still have a couple things. One of those that I always have being jeweler. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Just making
jeweler.
sure.
And it's going to come through as intelligence crafting, but the mod's the same. So
Okay. Oh, right. Your strength and your mod are the same. Okay. Then I'm not going to worry about differentiating between the two of them.
okay.
Honestly,
Starting with an 18.
I thought you capped off. What's one of them and not the other?
I have not yet. I'm at 19
worries.
for strength, 18 for
That's right.
intelligence.
That's right. 19 for strength. I thought you already hit 20. All right. So with an 18.
I do actually want to go ahead and I'm probably for most of these going to throw a side bolstered knack on them because
Okay. Go ahead and no, that's what the tool is for. That is a tool in your arsenal. Do not use it.
Yeah. All right. So side
18
bolstered
plus.
knack. 1d8 through.
They are not coming through to roll 20, but I can see them on dice. It's fine.
Oh no, roll 20's being mean to me today. Plus 4, so 22 total.
Whew. There you go. So you start sorting through his stuff and finding the kind of thick filament gold that he has, and then in going into it, looking around that edge up at the top, you realize that it's not just gold, but It is in fact, and I'm so sad Beardy's not here for me to tease him about it. The outer part of it is dipped, finished in gold. Right there along that crown edge is in fact electrum, and it's inset into electrum on the piece. So you go and actually take those filaments and
I'd supply my own electrum coins actually, just to use on.
That's coinage. Is
Well,
that as pure as what's in the workshop?
Well, also, that's destruction of government property.
Very fair. Okay, and we're not in the Dwendalian Empire.
So which government?
By the way, I'm also not even a citizen of anywhere in the material plane, technically. So,
whose coins are these? No, technically you're a citizen.
There, guys.
Technically, you're a citizen of Grimclear. But
I never applied for it. No. Yeah, I'll use the pure filaments then.
Yeah, taking these pure filaments, and rather than just braiding them, taking them and actually getting some of the silver, taking it over, actually melting it down in a crucible, and actually pouring your own filaments.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm including silver in this, like braiding in a silver line.
Well, and that was part of the assignment. And you crack it 20.
Yeah, exactly.
You crack it 20 made it even more so. And so incorporating that into the interior of it, and actually pouring a new signet face and pouring new filaments to braid. Are you doing the 5 that he did, or are you doing more, less? How do you want to do it?
I'm doing the 5 he did, and then adding in 1 line of silver. So the 5 he did plus 1 line of silver to actually be exposed and visible in it.
All right, weaving in an extra silver line through the middle of it. And working it in. Go ahead and throw another crafting check.
Right. I love being on reduced screen where you have to actually reopen tabs for each of the different things you can do, and it's just we love it here.
We love it here. That's starting it out right with a natural 1, but that's what Cybolster knacks for.
Yes.
Unless you have something else that you can add on there to re-roll that 1.
I'm pretty sure I have an inspiration.
Do you? Is it marked?
I can't see it without going pulls.
Triple check.
That's real upsetting. I don't have.
Do we have anything in the hopper on on stream?
It's fine. I mean, worst comes to it, I'll also buy a +5 if that didn't help me.
Oh, jeez.
Nothing in the queue.
Nothing in the queue currently. So if you have something to buy, you can throw down the spice.
Yep, adding a +5 to that.
All right, adding a +5.
Well, no, wait, hold on. Do I have enough to just re-roll?
Do you have it? Is that
possible? I have 7K? Oh no, advantage for a player. Yeah, I'm gonna buy advantage for a player.
Boom, smash.
Did it send?
Reroll the crafting check.
I don't know if it sent through, but I can assure you my screen says it died.
That's okay. Teddy will catch up to it. I'm waiting. Go for it.
Well,
I'm not waiting. Roll the dice. It's all good.
Guess what I rolled? Another nat 1.
Jeez. Okay, so the dice have spoken. But
so that's a 13.
That is a 13.
That's a 13. We're gonna add a +2 to that because I have 8,000 spice before I bought the.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Thing. So I'm gonna buy a +2 just to bring it up to that 15 mark.
All
See,
right.
that +2 came through, but that 5 or that advantage still hasn't.
All right, I'm buying. Well, then I'll buy it again. Damn it.
That's okay. That's okay. There we go.
I'm just
So,
saying.
so.
Okay, there we go.
As you do crest that 15, you're
That's frustrating.
you're starting to braid them together, and there's the going along that you're doing, and Jiren actually kind of like while you're doing that, he's off kind of doing his own thing nearby, still working, and then you hear him stop again, and you're focused in, and kind of all of a sudden notice that he's hovering, and he starts. See if you
Like off the ground or like
no
genuine question.
no.
Yeah, the only
Coach-
Goliath I know that
Coach
hovers,
hovering.
my friend.
Okay, all right.
Coach hovering.
Like legit question, not trying to be funny or nothing. Like literally, I was like, wait, you can fly?
No, he's
Okay.
kind of looming over your shoulder politely, and then kind of using a thinner kind of screwdriver-y kind of tool, points in. All, that's the word I was looking for. I was like, I have a word. It's in there. It's 3 fucking letters. He uses this leather awl to kind of like point in at what you're doing, and kind of corrects, and like, if you overlap it this way rather than that way, incorporating that extra line, you can get this. And he starts coaching you using his ability to bolster those around him. Will give you his intelligence modifier as a bonus, which brings you up to 20
I love this man.
from 15. So continuing in on your.
I would make the remark as he starts hovering over. I would say, just like after he makes that, just be like, "Thank you." I'm also not used to someone being over my shoulder hovering. I'm used to someone being under my shoulder hovering.
Indeed. And you kind of hear that little bit of an extra chuckle, as if he probably does actually know. He does know something about Fisher that was not mentioned, and you mentioned it.
Yep.
So as you go through to continue and tighten that whole thing up, connect it to the signet, get that good weld in there, the way that you can do it. Now, quenching it, letting it cool. Now going in and actually carving out, or chiseling out the gem work, the little bits of onyx and the little bits of ivory to actually put into and set in. Go ahead. One more crafting check for us.
That's good. Man, this is before I even tried to make money today. Nice. I love it.
Oh, this is going to be your day. Your day.
This is going to be my day. All right, sounds
Yeah.
good. No, that's fine. That's a lot better. 27.
Yeah. You want to throw your side bolster neck on that, don't you? I know you want to.
I kind of do.
I know you
I want
want
to see if I can. I want to see if I can crest over 30. Yeah. Here's the D8 for that. I'll remove it from my sheet in a minute. I crested over 30. 34 total.
I was at 34 total. Really, truly getting into your element. How do you improve upon the design of basically it's like parapet rectangles around the outside and the OI in there? how do you improve on that?
I would actually, the way I would improve upon it is, I would cut out a bunch of just real tiny, either quartz or emerald, and of course I'll pay him for what materials I use.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not worried about that.
Cut out real tiny pieces that would fit in the parapet rectangles, and also forge welding on, it's called bar setting. So the bars that hold gemstones in place, putting those on the edge of the ring next to each of those rectangles to press the gemstone into place for it.
Okay.
I guess it'd be almost kind of hand-like in a way, but not really. Like
right. And getting that setting just so, and really, and here in this last part, you actually see him again, kind of looming, but then you look up and he's like, no, keep going. And here in these last couple of hours of work, where you very detailedly make sure that everything is set in right, the O and the I are perfectly square or rounded in the ways that they are supposed to be, overlapping in just the right ways, cutting the parts out that need to be cut around, and setting them in, or etching in, setting them in, making sure all of the little extra bits of quartz, and asking politely and getting permission to put in basically every other one being quartz emerald, all the way around this little 5 and 5 little bits of each. And as you kind of finish it up, cool it one more time, and present it, you realize that hours went by.
Yeah.
It like the sun went down probably hours ago. The light in here transitioning from light from outside to light from a lamp with no or a lantern with no oil. Jiren reapplying the light spell to it every 3/4 hour or so, just to make sure it never interrupts. And getting to the end, he takes back his ring, slides it onto his finger, and then puts his hand out for yours.
I'll hand it to him.
He kind of situates it on his pinky to really kind of hold it up and be able to see all the way around the outside, be able to feel the inside of it. Kind of rotates.
And I'd realize my face is cramped from the jeweler's stone, and they take that out of me. Perfect focus. But he rotates it around his finger to feel the inside of it, and then kind of looking in and seeing all of the extra work that you did up close, finalized, kind of poking with the little awl that he has, just little bits here and there, just to make sure everything's set right, perfect, that he's not harming your work. And he actually takes the awl itself and starts drawing around the inside of it, and you see that he is pushing magical energy into it. And as he's drawing around, each of the gems that you put around the outside kind of flash a little bit, all the way around. And this very, very minute, detailed, huge hands doing very tiny work as he kind of draws around it.
and using another about 30 to 45 minutes of time, does all of these little fiddly bits, and as he's doing it, he starts into this. It's almost like a lecture on responsibility, on use of power. It's somewhere between a talking about how to smith, but also why to smith, and trying to express the importance of conscientiousness in the way one does what they do. And at the end of it, he gets back all the way around the ring, right to where he started. And when the little flash flashes, it wraps your ring and just kind of, and then disappears. Almost. But it's very close to his ring, and so that little extra vibration, the little vibration of light coming off of it, he holds it close to his, and it glows. And then pulling them apart, better part of like a foot or two apart, it dims again and goes out completely at about 3 feet. And he hands it out to you. And he says, "This is now your responsibility to not only do the best work with the things that you do, but to do your best work in service of the world. Do not fall to the temptation of glory, of those that would create for the sake of profit over all else. The responsibility of a crafter is to make the world better. Wherever you find yourself, feel the weight of that hammer, the weight of that responsibility, wherever you go." And he looks you dead in the eye, and much to your dismay, the phrase is extremely simple. Form follows function. He hands the ring back to you.
I would very much so chuckle a little bit at that, and then realize that may not have been the best response. Sorry. Fisher's horses are named Form and Function. Form's a little bit headstrong compared.
Love it.
It seems that he was preparing you, even as a youth, for what you would eventually become.
I believe so. Thank you for putting up with me, letting me work in your...
Not at all. You were a pleasure to watch, as you, in fact, you seem to have the... You seem to have the awareness of both your craft and how it can be more beautiful. And then he kind of looks or like you see him look over, and while you were working, he definitely touched your stuff. But he kind of like you had weapons and things on you, and you can tell he actually like picked them up and oiled them, and made sure little screws here and there, everything was tightly fitting. He did care on your gear while you were otherwise occupied of attention.
Yeah. I wouldn't mention it. I know
that he would say that chain is actually very impressive.
It comes from tradition of to get people. It's based off of burial chains. And
you wield the burial chains as a weapon. That's interesting.
Yes, it was originally wielded as a weapon as well. That weapon was farming tools that were put together when the Gith went to war with the mind flayers trying to escape them.
Incredible.
I based it off of my uncles.
I will take this knowledge that you have given me, and you take the knowledge I've given you.
I will, and I will make sure to honor the craft and all things. And whenever I'm in Whitestone, I will make sure to come see. I did enjoy working with you today. It's always a pleasure to work with other smiths.
Making sure I put it on the map. I'll actually put this right here, because if you come and the forge is cold, my home is actually right next door. So
Of course.
do not be afraid to stop in and share a meal if you find yourself in town.
And the same offer is extended to you. If ever you're in Grimgalir, find me or find Fisher, and if ever you're in Hupperduke, find me or find a man by the name of Weimer. And we'll make sure that you are well cared for. I finished making a musical instrument for him. Piano is what it's called. Big large thing. I have heard of it. It is I believe they have one somewhere in Castle Whitestone. It is a very complicated instrument. That it is. Making it is just as complicated.
I have made a few pieces to replace other broken ones. Their children are very rambunctious there.
I've heard.
But it is late in the day. I don't mind the night wind, but I do mind missing a meal. If you will excuse me, I am going to go and feed.
Of course, and I'd shake it.
He shakes your hand and then just kind of uses the other one to just close, and the lamp just kind of fizzles out, goes up, does all of the locking down of all of the windows, and shuts the door, bolts it. Travel well if you can't travel safely.
Keep the forge warm.
He does one last kind of like knuckle to knuckle, ring to ring.
Yeah.
Partially to make sure that his enchantment held, and partially out of respect. And you see the rings again, kind of just a candlelight worth of glow. Tap.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes to his home, and you start heading out. And you actually, from a ways off, you actually hear the sound of magic, and then voices that you're familiar with, as some of them get a little loud, because that's how magic do and how people do. So heading up the side of town, they are in fact on the same side of the wall of the northern ward that you are, and so just meandering up that direction, you kind of come around the corner as there is suddenly a greasy rabbit flopped out on the ground. Luca and Akira hugging this rabbit. Valineth, whom you did not see join the party, standing there, looking a little kind of like he just used some big magic, and Shadow, I don't know how much you would have watched the whole thing, but the storm there, a little bit of silver powder left on his fingers.
Probably would have observed, since it's something the party's doing. Doesn't really have any plans of his own at the moment. Just kind of
fair enough,
relaxing at the time after being shackled and whatnot for X amount of time.
Akira was probably actually released from the hug to let Luca have the rest of that moment with his father, just like knowing that, like, all right, I'm new here, my time is up. It was nice meeting, like, not being that way, but also just kind of like making sure physically to be that way, like, all right, I'm going to let you have at it.
And Luca putting his, having put his coat over his dad, here in the cool night air. He's still a greased up rabbit, and well, Father, let's get you to an inn. Let's get you cleaned up. We'll make arrangements for you. Well, Arjun, you look happy.
Yeah, I just I've now officially become a full-fledged member of Onyx and Ivory, which is very fun.
Congratulations! I just assumed you killed someone.
It's fair point. There was that time while we were heading to visit our sister. But anywho, who's the rabbit?
You can call him Phil Van Rant.
Phil Van Rant.
Phil Van Rant.
Okay. Can I ask? Because I mean, No, I'm not going to insight that. Never mind.
Oh no, it's not even an insight thing. You have heard his father's name, Philavandrus.
Okay.
Philavandrus Rant Debatoire. You've actually heard the name out loud, and you hear him very, as he is calling out to you, very much not saying the Debatoire part.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And the 3.5 foot Harangon, 5 foot with his ears up, kind of slopping past you. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
These new teeth are weird.
Do you want a file?
No, why would I file my teeth? That's weird.
Just a question, I guess. I don't know.
Who files their teeth? What kind of freak files their teeth?
Oh, Akira
Fisher
is
did
laughing
his
so
own
hard.
dentistry.
Oh my god. Akira can't. Is this voice is killing Akira because it's killing
I
Sean.
would mumble and get so Akira would know what I was saying. I mean, Fisher did his own dentistry, and then we had to do it when we were old enough. So.
Akira will say back and give. Oh, that back tooth was disgusting.
Knowing where the Havering Settlers Inn is situated down in the southern ward, getting down and around town. Checking in, getting those who need their own rooms. You all have an evening. The Phoenix, the upside down boat of a bar down around the corner if you need food or beverage. Does anybody else have anything else to do with this night before we proceed?
Not particularly.
Not that I can think of. Yeah, I was just about to ask you, Justice. Like anything you can think of, because I got nothing. I'm still getting used to this rabbit person. Oh, you know what? Akira will unfurl that scroll that they bought and summon their familiar.
Ooh.
As you take the hour to work it out, and working over it, you using the threads to kind of basically 3D sketch. Magic, a wonderful thing, being able to move and work in multiple dimensions rather than just flat like the scroll, and kind of working out these wings, this long body, this tail that you're familiar with from somebody else's familiar that you got to meet and interact with, calling forth towards the Fae to inhabit this creation with life. You see a kind of almost like a will-o'-the-wisp kind of spirit conjure up from the page as you expend the last of its magic. This little ball lightning of energy emerge from the circle and then jump into this line work of space. And what color does your pseudo-dragon appear as?
Bronze.
And the
bronze with purple, like how when wings spread apart, like the lines
like rose gold almost. Yeah.
Yes.
So like as the imagination takes physical form and kind of fluttering out its wings, you immediately get this telepathic vibe of like joy at being awake. It looks back and it kind of looks back and forth, kind of pulling in the wings to look at them, and then like there's wings and there's also hands, and so it like perches back on its hind legs and kind of like looking at all. I have so many extremities kind of look,
Right.
and like head going sideways and the tail kind of curling around itself and kind of flopping on the table a couple of times, almost like this spirit is probably used to being in a body, or a body whose tail wags at being happy, and you can, and so its eyes look towards you, and it's marveling, and then you get the telepathic feeling in your head. You're the boss? Are you the boss?
Well, boss is a I am your friend.
Do you prefer master?
No, friend.
Friend. Hi, friend.
Friend.
Hi, friend. I'm Zephyr.
Well, hello, Zephyr. I am Akira. It is a pleasure.
Hi, friend Akira. What are we gonna do?
All right. Well, it's late, so we're probably just gonna relax a little for today, but
It's late. I just woke up.
I know. And maybe
It's cold. Can I fly around?
Yes, please. Just stay close.
How close is close? Can I go outside?
Yes, and I'll go with you.
Oh no, there's a window right there. I can just go outside.
Okay.
I know where I know where you are. And like the little claw kind of taps the side of the head.
Go ahead.
If I can't feel you anymore, I'll come back. I come and go sometimes. The other people called me to do other things. I was a squid one time. They have so many hands. Well, hands.
You seem to have led an interesting life, and we're going to talk a lot a little later, but you go ahead and you get acquainted and just be careful.
Yeah. Last time I had wings, I didn't have hands. I had little foot talons, kind of like these, and kind of like shows off the claw foot. But I didn't have a tail. It was different. This is different. I like, and kind of like jumping up and down on the table a little bit, just like, this is very, very different. Very different. I can go outside though, right?
Yes, you go outside and you get acclimated.
And like jump, kind of flaps the wings out. This like accidental air brake, and kind of flaps towards the window, latches on, kind of undoes the clasp itself, and then just kind of like leans forward to kind of push it open, and then just like jumps off the window, and you hear in your mind, this creature doesn't seem to have a filter, and you just hear wee in your head.
Akira's just gonna say out loud, or even to Luca, since that's where I take it, we're in our quarters. Like,
for sure.
I'm probably gonna have to apologize to Eredrin for all the mornings I did that exact same thing. But Akira's very happy.
That is wonderful. That is a beautiful creature you conjured.
Thank you. Hopefully it is safe out there, and Akira's just gonna like let Zephyr do its thing. I'm not trying to shackle it per se, so that's why I'm not its master. I'm its friend.
Oh, it does. Oh, he does. He does basically 100-foot laps because he can kind of feel when the connection's getting a little fuzzy, and so he kind of comes back into it, and basically doing 100-foot radius laps around for about an hour, and you do realize after a little while that the both blessing and curse that is not having to have lungs when you are telepathically communicating, that we keeps going. It's only really interrupted by this is awesome, wow, holy cow, I can go upside down, stuff like that. But it's just this. It is a constant barrage of just joy and happy, and it with the absolute no malice innocence of all of that.
Just what Akira wanted. That's perfect. When Zephyr does come back, and since I know this is at the end of the day, I would say I can't do this as long as you can, and I'll like gesture for him to fly out the window, and then I'm going to pop my wings and spend the last minute flying around with Zephyr before coming back in.
Holy cow, we can fly together, and like he in mid-flight like inverts and then like grabs onto your front for a second, kind of letting you take over, and then like relaxing the wings into the wind for a second, and then just dropping off and like alien rolling just.
Yeah, when we get to the the end of that time, Akira will fly. Will actually like kind of dive bomb towards the ground to get a running start to run back up the building and come in through the window because I can do that.
Nice.
Minute's not that long, so it's like I stayed close, and so I'm just gonna at the tail just gonna dive down and then run up the building.
Nice.
There you go.
All right. Well then.
I'm gonna have to get him a perch at some point, but I'll worry. That's a problem for another day.
Indeed.
One thing I guess Storm does have before bed, he's kind of been forgetting to do, but we were at the shop and there was talk of money and whatnot, and so what he's gonna do is he's going to put 84 platinum, 4 gold, 1 electrum, 1 silver, and 6 copper pieces into a bag from the party fund.
Such a precise number.
Indeed, it's almost as if I divided it by 3, the missing members, and one of which has returned.
Oh.
So subtracting that from the party fund, because that's what it's there for, putting that in a bag and handing it to, actually summoning first my Bloodhawk, since we're doing cool stuff with familiars, and I do have the Bloodhawk as well.
We decided Akira has the dog, I have the cat, and
I have the bird.
He has the bird.
Yeah.
It's got the full trifecta here.
Yeah. So anyway, attaching it to my Bloodhawk, and then just kind of you can direct control a familiar, can't you?
Up to 100 feet, yeah.
Up to 100 feet. Well, I'd say Erigen's room is probably within 100 feet. Yeah,
probably so.
Probably so. And then I'll just kind of be like, don't worry, I'll help you find it. And then I'll kind of assume direct control and fly to where I can see Erigen's, room.
Erigen, you hear the tap tap, the tap tap of a Bloodhawk at the window, and the preluded by the sudden clanking of coinage.
Also, I would also write a note and put it in the bag. I meant to mention that as well, but write a note just saying, this is for you. Pulled it from our party stores. Welcome back.
I mean, I'd open up the window, obviously. Let the bird in. Open it, look at the bag of money. Look at the bird.
How you get vampires?
Look at the bag of money. Look at the bird. See the note in the bag. Look back at the bird.
Bird flies off.
Gives you a screech first, and then flies off. Yeah.
And read the note. And then with my window still open, I'd send my familiar out to the window or out the window, because we all have familiars, and I'm sure the telepathic conversation in my head would be, "Why can't you just walk over there and do this yourself?"
I just died the other day. I'm lazy.
Yeah. I just died yesterday. I'm lazy.
I just died in your arms tonight.
That's an euphemism for reaching your climax.
Hey, we all know this. Come on.
Send it over to Slayer with direct control. And since I can see him, and I'm assuming he's close enough, I would use my telepathic ability to just say thank you in his head and bring my familiar back. Can you DM me those numbers?
Yeah, I'm also subtracting them from the party fund right now, so you have to give me a few moments.
That's all right.
Because I was not honestly paying attention when you were reading it out.
That couldn't be for me. Oh God, it's for me. What?
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
I assumed as much. Okay. Give me just a moment here.
No, yeah, take your time.
I'm still doing maths. So it was 84 platinum.
Okay.
4 gold. 1 electrum piece. 1 silver piece. And 6 copper pieces. Actually, I guess technically I should round it to 7 because it's 6 repeating, but
indeed.
Oh man, that added 2 whole pounds to my weight carried.
It's a lot of coin.
It's a lot of coin. So,
but also good to know because I needed to buy a 1,000 coin gemstone at some point. So
one of these days. So, as everybody eventually gets to their rest, Akira occasionally being poked awake at night with random questions from very curious Fey creature.
And I'm sorry to do this, but I'm going to send a sending. It could just be in one of those awakes when the Fey creature and Zephyr wakes me up. I'm going to send a sending to my grandfather with the details of what's going on. I know I'm not expecting an answer back like right now. I just want to make sure I get the message out as to like what we're doing, like our next course of action, as far as like, you know, as much as I can summarize in, I guess, one sending that we're having to deal with devils and so, you know, however I can paraphrase it. I'm not sure if I can get everything in 25 words.
You actually get the response. Do you remember what I did when you first came? Open your mind.
Akira gets in the lotus position on the floor, takes the dragon with them to the floor, and like just kind of like sits them in my lap and like strokes their head that way I can maybe keep it from interrupting while I talk. This puppy is a handful. But yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Rather than that, I forgot he had another very particular spell. He'll say, "Go back to sleep, and you will dream of me." It's me, I promise.
Fair enough. Still with the dragon in arms, Akira gets back into bed and like kind of places the dragon on Luca's hip.
And
It's your turn with the baby.
and as you go back to sleep, you fall into this, sometimes you dream and don't dream, and those are fleeting thoughts. You crystally clearly, memorably, almost in a similar vein to that time you got pulled into a vision with the storm. You fall into this liminal space that first starts out as kind of shadowy and wispy, and then it kind of expands out, and it's a much smaller version of the sitting room, just kind of the couch area of your grandfather's study there, or grandfather's sitting room there in the tower. And Urek sitting there, cross-legged. It looks like there's tea on the table, but the cups are empty.
Right.
And he just, this is. I haven't visited dreams in a while.
Akira is amazed. You're gonna have to teach me how to do this.
It is a very strong spell, but at least for most people. But
it feels natural in here. Akira's like touching everything.
Yes, no, it can be used to deleterious effect as well. If one wants to make themselves enough of a nuisance, they can try and jump into your dreams and prevent you from sleeping peacefully, prevent you from recovering your things every day, recovering your will, your grasp of magic every day. And you can literally dream somebody to death if they don't have a way to counteract it. It's not recommended. Usually that's the kind of thing that lights enough of a fire under somebody's ass to try and do something about you. And I, in fact, haven't even used the spell in over a year.
As always, you are impressive.
You caught me. Well, you caught me in my early morning studies. I prepare my spells every morning, and well, at this hour of the morning, it's about the time that I wake up. I don't require quite as much sleep as others.
I see. Well, I just want to make you aware, and Akira begins recounting everything with the attack on the Devator Manor, what brought them the Whitestone, the stuff with Archon, the stuff with Tiamat. Akira just wanted to update him, because, might be a while before I can check back in or come back around. So just wanted to keep him in the loop.
That sounds extraordinarily fraught. I do hope that you will be careful with your magics. How much do you know about the Arcana Pansophical?
Nothing. I'm rather new to practicing magic. I've been around wielders and fought against it, but it's wielding it. It's a little different than martial arts. Similar, but
I was going to say, not as different as you might think. The discipline level is very similar. It's just exercising different muscles. With the Pansophical isn't a school of study per se. It is an organization that I founded some time ago. When we first got started, there were budding arcane threats. And to try and combat them, I formed a cadre of the most powerful magic practitioners that I knew. And we have gone through a number of members. Life happens, people die. But we practice. How would I phrase it? We try and admonish the responsible use of magic. Things like the necromantic spells being okay, but a irresponsible and wanton use of necromancy for the sake of necromancy not being okay, for instance. Things of that nature. To try and make a very long story more digestible, our goal is to accept the truth of magic.
What's that mean?
Things like the animation of the dead, with necromancy being a violation of the truth. The arcane being a tool to be wielded for the good of others, to use its power in pursuit of wanton destruction or unjust murder, is violation of the truth.
Okay.
Magic itself is truth. It is a tool. It is a tool for our benefit, not for our destruction. If history teaches us anything, an irresponsible and unchecked use of magic is not only an affront to gods or faith or what have you, but it is an affront to magic itself. And so I formed the Pansophical to combat that. These beings that you are dealing with, possibly supplanting the Lord of Lies, entwining your quests, becoming entwined with those of the Whispered One, the Lord of Secrets. Those are certainly an affront to the truth of magic, don't you think?
I 100% agree.
I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You are a being of your own will. But honestly, for myself, if what this Archon is saying is true, hurling a force such as Tiamat in the direction of the Lord of Lies would most certainly interrupt his operations. Being able to pull together the artifacts that are so closely tied to, and he kind of looking around, Vecna. We're not on the material plane, it's okay.
Yeah, because Akira actually kind of tenses up a little bit, starts looking around the room like, oh, okay, this is scene. He said the name.
Yeah.
Vecna gonna come here, smash through the dream world, fuck up my day.
Be the worst.
Be
a nightmare.
indeed. Nightmare all the time. But finding
Unintentional psychic damage from the beneficial use of the spell, not just
finding and being able to possibly destroy such powerful artifacts connected to Vecna. It skirts the line, but I would, if I were in your position, I would seek those out. The problem, I have heard of this Eye of Vecna. It has been on Exandria for a time. And it became one of those things that became so hard to nail down, because any time that it was stored, like absconded with, taken from its previous owner, it would find its way to escape its bindings. Or it had been destroyed before, and yet returned. It only ever seemed to change hands when the eye was removed and then placed in someone else's.
I am fine finding the artifacts. I am fine with destroying the artifacts. I'm fine with finding a way to sick Tiamat on the Lord of Lies himself. But then, wouldn't we just be unleashing Tiamat to reign in Avernus? Or hell, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Avernus is one of the layers of hell.
That is one of the layers.
Okay, cool.
But
wouldn't we just be letting her loose? Giving her a chance to build a powerful army for all those who have fallen in line behind her down there? Up there, over there? To the left?
Indeed.
With everything you own and a body.
depends on how Jeremy has oriented his cosmology. Technically, it would be like down and to the left, I think. But
Over there somewhere. What is
you get a shine inspiration.
what is time dimension really? But
Well, I mean, it has something to do with parsecs and people getting pissy about it for about 50 years, but...
listen. If you're gonna use a word, use it right. And spell it right, maybe. But
I personally think they gave a good excuse for it.
you're okay. They figured out a smart way around it, and I approve of that. Moving on. But the problem is getting one thing to the other. If you bring Archon to the eye, then he would be able to acquire both.
Which also worries me.
The danger there is him acquiring both.
Yeah.
And you all possibly not being equipped to complete the task.
I have an interesting question. Magic users and those of various curiosities and levels have probably tried to recreate these items over the years, have they not? Made failed or less than perfect versions?
Any attempt to replicate the Eye of Vecna is entirely unattainable. Those that have tried have very obviously failed. These are not merely magical objects. These are the objects that they purport to be.
Exactly.
The eye is truly the eye of the Whispered One. The hand is quite physically the hand of the Whispered One.
I guess my question would be, would there be a way to infuse a item enough where the person that we give it to doesn't know, and maybe his ritual blows up in his face?
There are ways to mask magic. There are ways to make objects appear as if they are magical. But the problem with that is that if what he is saying is true, my fear is that pulling those two things together will allow one to access the Whispered One's will. And
that sounds like a bad thing.
And as a god, be able to strike with the power of divinity.
So we run the risk of turning Archon into or gifting him the power of a deity, which he can just smite us.
It would be one of those temporary boons. What I mean is, I have the ability to wish and exert my will on the weave of magic. I use it extraordinarily judiciously and with extraordinarily low risk, like recreating spells that I may not have prepared for the day, like the last time that we met. But if the scattered stories, the bits of knowledge that we have of Vecna are true, his wish was contained within that eye and then locked away, that in a way that, were it not close to him again, he would not be able to access it. Unfortunately, now there are two pieces of him, and if those two pieces are close enough together, it would unlock that wish.
Akira just sighs heavily.
And so if it is going to put a wish in the hands of Archon, and wish has its limits, it has its time that it takes to recover, those sorts of things. And with those items, it may be even more unpredictable than just that of a normal wish. It will, if he executes it, it will leave him in a very vulnerable state at best. And it would make it probably extraordinarily easier to put those two things together and to kill him. But he would have to execute the wish. If you have somebody with you whom can counter magic, you might be able to counter his casting of the wish. It would merely stop it and expend its usage, and perhaps give that time for you would not be able to use it again right away. He might be able to use it again the next day, a week, or month. I'm not sure exactly. But
So counter the spell, moment of weakness, strike him down, destroy the artifacts.
as it sounds like he has knowledge of how to destroy them. The only way he would have really been able to find that out, because that is something that in all my centuries of finding have not been able to find. There is a book. There's a book that contains every dark thought of everyone who has ever wielded it.
Oh, it better not be bound in human skin with a face on it.
No, just a tongue.
It is. It has been the repository of the names of devils and demons, true names, commandable names. It has been the container of necromantic energy, unwieldable. But if he got his hands on it, it very well could have had the knowledge of the destruction of the artifacts of Vecna.
And what is
And
this book called?
It's
The Necronomicon.
You beat me to it, you motherfucker.
Nom nom nom. Okay.
Yeah, it's a food book.
You don't eat the bad thoughts of others for breakfast?
No, I do not.
You mortals, so boring.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
It may have a more proper name, but we in our circles merely refer to it as the Book of Vile Darkness.
I knew that's what it. I knew you were going to say that.
And if he is wielding that book, he is even more dangerous than he let you realize in your battle.
So that changes priority list a little bit. Find out if he has the book, and if he does have said book, find out where he keeps said book.
If he has it, it will likely be on his person.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, I think we know a guy who could probably take it off his hands for him.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Justice.
But if I were him, I
What,
would
huh?
I would never let it leave my sanctuary. Unless I were about to use it for its intended purpose.
Oh, this is a true heist job because we're gonna have to pretend that we agree to his terms so we can get inside the sanctuary to locate the book and see how he keeps it. And so
That.
It very well could hold his contracts even.
Plan T, take him by storm.
The thing that one has to remember. The thing that one has to remember when dealing with this book is that the reason this book exists is that it is tied to the evil in the universe. It can be harmed, but it can never truly be destroyed, as in the same way that evil cannot be destroyed. Evil lurks in the hearts of all sentient things, even in mine. It's what we do with the ability to commit evil that defines whether we are actually evil or if we merely have it in our hearts. But
Kira is just gonna take some deep breaths, taking all this in, thinking of how to relay it to the group as well.
But you must be, if you are going to deal with this book, you must be at your utmost mental guard. You cannot merely just pick it up with the thought of just glancing at it. Think on the scale of Exandria and all of the worlds that may exist beyond. All of the evil that exists. This is a confluence of all of it. If one touches it, it tends to bring out the more evil in those people. Honestly, in seeking it out before, it was honestly one of my greatest fears that we would find it. If you find this, whomever you submit to try and seek out any information from it, make sure that they are strongest of willed, strongest, most certain in their conviction, their surety of self, because if they cannot withstand that evil, it will overtake them.
You make me read.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, yeah, I am.
I was about to say,
And-
I don't think there's an obvious choice, but there's an obvious
Rid yourself of it as fast as you can. Do not take the
I know
time.
just the guy for the job.
Do not take the time to study it. Do not take the time to let its whispers permeate your mind. It has benefits. It does, but its drawbacks are too many.
Akira is going to flat out ask their grandfather, and what about its polar opposite? Do you know who's in possession of that?
If I did, it would be irresponsible for me to speak on it.
Is there any path you would recommend towards finding that the other book, the Book of Good? I forgot what it's called.
It is not a book, but a talisman, an amulet.
Would you know what a good place to start
It
to
would
look
be,
for that?
The only reason I would hesitate to even postulate for you a direction is that it, if brought into contact with that book, would also destroy the talisman.
Ah, gotcha.
They will not overcome each other. They will
Negate each other.
negate each other fully. At least that is what has been theorized. Good does not overcome evil. It balances it.
I guess that's actually what I was looking for, just a way to get a little super protection, if you will, against the book, because I do have someone who I know has conviction and all the other requirements listed. I just want to give him as many boosts as I can. You've given me a lot to think about and a lot to share with my team.
I am glad. I'm glad to hear from you, Akira.
I'm glad to be
to
able
report
reach
in
out to you.
to report in on our side. We are currently inscribing runes to banish the spirit. We are rather not inscribing. We are making physical metal runes because I want to be able to place them precisely and with as little contact with the staff as possible, as the being within does seem to have a strength of its own will and its attempts to exert its will on those holding staff.
Understood. I should have the Fey Mithril soon. Once I do, I'll contact you to arrange a meeting to finish this out.
Of course. Thank you for checking in. The main benefit, you see, of the dream spell is when one is done communing in their sleep, all of a sudden they will, and he snaps his finger, and you wake up to the morning light of your bed,
Jarring.
fully aware as your eyes open, fully remembering the dream.
That's
And-
a long rest, right?
That's a long
Yep,
rest.
that's a long
rest for everyone, in fact.
Cool.
Thank God.
One step
I'm
closer.
sorry, I forgot to say the magic words. My bad.
It's okay. It's okay.
Akira is going to wake up, of course. Well, is already awake. See what Zephyr is up to, and then check and see.
Zephyr wore themselves down into a sleep and are currently cat curled, kind of right now, because you put them on Luca.
Yeah.
Cat curled up, kind of like up and around Luca's knees.
I'm not gonna.
Blanket.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disturb either one of them. I'll give Luca a peck on the cheek, and then I'll get up and stretch. And since it is the next day, Akira's about to train. So Akira's gonna have a snack and stretch and go around waking up everybody else who normally trains.
As soon as you open the door, almost like magic, Zephyr is suddenly awake, and like you just hear the of the claws hitting the ground next to you as he just has leapt down, glided down, landed, and is just next to you, looking up.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
I take it you rested well?
I think I slept. I feel good.
And that's all that matters. Then let's go for a run. And Akira will just take off running.
You take off running, and he scampers a couple of feet and then wings out. Helps you wake up the others.
Yeah,
So
like
the storm's
Akira's
outside
gonna knock on all the
stretching,
doors.
sees you running. Oh,
running from a tiny dragon.
Akira waves at you.
Waking or knocking on Erdrin's door. Erdrin is in the middle of mumbling into a ring, and then after a minute, joins up.
When you open the door, Akira hits you in the arm and takes off running.
Oh, I'm chasing. So fast.
And mirroring Akira's move, he hits you and starts running, and you you kind of run into this little pseudo dragon that it's already balled up with his little fist, and kind of you basically body check him, and he kind of stumbles a little bit in the air, but everyone kind of moving together.
Yeah. Akira just starts doing laps around where we're staying.
Heading down the block.
morning exercise. As usual.
Somewhere
I
around.
probably won't because I know Akira's naturally faster, but if I do catch up, I am form tackling Akira.
Somewhere around the end of y'all's laps and stretches and morning routine, y'all actually see Luca's father, Phil, outside now, having acquired at least some spare clothes.
Don't forget your 15 temp HP, everyone.
Don't forget your 15 temp HP, everyone.
It'll happen during breakfast, but you know.
He and Luca kind of sitting out on some chairs out front of the inn, just having a little bit of morning meal and talk.
Coffee. Definitely coffee.
There he is. Good to see you.
Hello.
I was trying to wait till you were here. And
But he's been here. Every step you take, every breath you take. Whatever the phrase is for that song. He's
Whatever
been
won't
watching.
get us DMCA'd.
I'll be DMCA. So
Needle pulling thread.
they're on the front porch, kind of chomping loudly on food. Again, new mouth. Who this?
That's what she
Would
said.
you mind
Sorry.
trying to keep your mouth closed while you're chewing?
It's so the teeth are so weird.
Well, you're going to have to figure it out sometime.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm working on them.
Look, it's a very rare opportunity that a son gets to make fun of his father relearning how to eat, so I'm going to take this opportunity.
I think you might have earned it.
Damn right I did. But all the same, welcome back. Good morning as a free man.
Well, free. I am. I don't get to go home.
Yes, but You knew that was a card you played a long time ago.
Free to find a new home.
There's a free file waiting for your teeth.
What, are you, am I to stay around here? Or, Whitestone, right? It's been a while. It's been a while.
I'll be honest, I don't really intend to limit what you want to do. I can give you access to a few resources, but ultimately, you said it yourself that there's good to be done. So, I thought you might appreciate the opportunity to get to try to do some of it. I'll help how I can. I have some friends over here that might be able to help you get yourself established. And of course, there are smiling faces everywhere.
You beat me to the question. I wanted to make sure that there were smiling faces in town.
Always, always.
Oh, good. I'll seek out a few familiar names, maybe.
I do have one recommendation, though.
Yes.
For the time being, you may want to avoid Whitestone Manor. It's not that you don't have friends there. It seems you do. But I feel it would be wrong of me not to tell you that the family's in town.
He literally stops breathing.
Uh-oh.
They're here? Now?
Yes. Mother likely doesn't want to see you, not that she recognizes you. But it doesn't mean that you couldn't see them. At least enough to show you they're okay.
He drops his food and full two-arm hugs you.
Squeak. Just... All right. You're a lot stronger than I thought for a rabbit. All right.
Listen, son. Of all of the favors that you have done for me here in recent time, taking care of our family, learning the trade, as it were, freeing me, all of them pale in comparison to being able to possibly see your mother and your siblings safe and happy. I don't know what do I say? Getting. I want to.
It might be hard, but it might be best not to say much of anything at all to them. At least not yet.
It's only slightly better than not having bars and walls between them and me. But it is better.
There may come a day where you can go and talk to them and be honest with them. But all things considered, today probably is not that day.
Yeah. Maybe just from a distance today.
But the future, well, a good friend once told me that the future's what we make of it.
Indeed.
So, at some point, depending on where our travels take us from here, there's someone I'd like you to meet. And Luca is going to take the time, provided that we're not surrounded by too many prying ears, to quietly inform him of my friend Sarah.
Ah.
And depending on how much time we have, Luca would want to.
This is the other city, Whitestone.
Why not?
I was gonna say just okay. You're just gonna tell him about it. Okay.
Yes, because where he strikes out from here is kind of up to him. Luca intends to put him in touch with whatever grinners he might know in Whitestone he can rely on and trust. Well, there's not really much worry about rely on and trust, but he's going to put him in touch with some of the other grinners here in Whitestone, and I want him to know that Sarah and his crew exist in case that's an asset that he might be able to utilize in order to get his feet back under him.
Oh, indeed.
Because straight up, Sarah out here doing the Lord's work.
Real.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's really quite something. I don't think I really could have asked Pelor for a better son. You had no real reason to trust me, to even consider me after everything that everyone has ever said about me. And, prison, most people don't reflect well, thinking about how prison works, who they put in prison, and why. So thinking that maybe I was worth even coming to confront, to see, to, I don't know, tell off, much less all of this. I owe you, son. I don't know if I ever get back to Nicodranus, I can add back to the fund, Howitzer and Hall and everything. But,
well, it's my understanding that you don't need to be affiliated to make a deposit.
Oh, that's what I mean, I know. and I know the things to say to them, and they have the decorum not to rat me out. But I will pay you back, son, and I mean this.
In a lot of ways, you already have. You did, after all, hand me the means to make everything that happened up till now happen.
I would like to point out that I did not hand you it. He holds up his little furry pinky. That you took initiative, and that was very surprising.
Ouch, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be feeling praised or insulted.
No, I'm sorry. That kind of initiative. I didn't mean it that way.
Are we running around them?
I didn't think of you. Yeah, y'all are passing every couple of minutes.
Luca's laughing.
I didn't think of you as the stabby type. You know, it takes a certain kind to take that sort of initiative.
I can tell you for certain that it was a rough initiation into that mindset, but I guess it's not so difficult when you realize you've got something to protect. And Luca kind of watches Akira run by.
Indeed. That's a great way to think about it, son. But, I guess wherever you're going, just, keep taking that initiative.
And,
I think it'll serve you real well.
And you too, after all, you do have, well, you've got an open road before you, depending on where you want to go. I do assume that you'll need a little bit to get you started, though, right? And Luca smirks just a little.
He smiles, big toothy rabbit smile, and I mean, it'd be nice not to have to. And he starts to close his hand, and this fiendish-looking dagger just kind of appears. It got kind of jagged points here and there, but it's a dagger.
What the hell did you get that from?
Well, you think I just made a deal with Archon just for my good looks?
I don't know. You look awfully fuzzy.
Listen. That wasn't my fault. Somebody else took initiative and took my scales away.
Well, I mean, there was equal likelihood that you got fur or scales, to be fair.
Oh no, there's not too many people that have scales and fur. I was much more likely I'd come out smooth-skinned. At least it didn't come out smooth-skinned. That would have been really weird. And he shivers.
Smooth skins.
Smooth skins.
Give me my sugar bombs. Sorry.
You're all right.
Couldn't help it.
But yeah, so like I still have tools of the trade. I can even and he kind of twists the dagger a little bit, and it extends out to a short sword. I can actually I can. And he full on like holds both hands out, and it out into a glaive. And
bloody hell.
Yeah, I know, right? It's really a useful tool. Usually I like the smaller stuff because I'm a little more dangerous with the smaller stuff, but it looks really scary when you're able just to conjure a glaive out of nowhere.
Obligatory, it's not the size of the sword.
Do I run by and see all of this weapon manifesting?
Not all of it, but right around the time he conjures the glaive, and it's heel on the floor, kind of this ebony looking staff with a big black metal blade at the top of it, and he's this 3-foot bunny two-handing this glaive.
Akira is going to like slow down, kind of like the running place.
I tackle Akira as soon as Akira slows down.
So then there's the oof. And I'm going to look up at Ergen and I was like, okay, I earned that. Now get off me. And I'm gonna pop up and look at that glaive like, that's nice.
Oh, well, no, it's actually very mean. It comes from hell.
Oh,
but like
it's an audible like let down.
but it is super good, and tapping its heel on the ground again, it shrinks back down to a dagger blade. It's very handy when you need it.
It's from hell. Storm's eyebrow raises. Heresy detected?
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very mean blade, but it gets the job done. But and he kind of like wills it away, and it just kind of misses away in a little. And
That's good.
But yeah, no. If you're offering, a couple of gold would get me. Give me a place to stay for a few days while I get my feet under me, and that, honestly, with all the generosity you've already given me, I hesitate to ask for anything further.
Luca reaches into his coin pouch and he's going to pull out 10 platinum and just drop them in his palm.
Oh shit. You really have been working, haven't you?
Of course.
Yeah, that corner and that corner and that corner.
Ergen,
I love you.
I know that you think you're scary, but these days you're not so scary.
I wasn't trying to be scary, I was just trying to be funny.
Yeah, you did make me a bit of a house husband.
Oh, I forgot the storm was going to have my back on this. Yes.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I also had the time to finish my internship. I mean, my apprenticeship at that point. No, I'll own that.
Hey, being a stay-at-home hubby, you can do a lot of things with that and improve your life somewhat, as long as there is a balance and an equitable distribution of responsibilities.
Let it be noted that
duty to your other adventuring partners to not dip out on them in the middle of a big deal.
We were past the big deal mostly.
No, we were. Yeah.
Let it
Ergen,
be noted that
Ergen, I just want to clarify that I'm just saying I've gotten stronger. I think the storm has a bigger point he's trying to make, though.
I made that point the other day. What were you saying, Akira?
Gotcha.
No, I was just saying. I was saying that, Sean. Let it be noted that Akira got back up after the tackle, said what they had to say, and then began running again. And so they're only catching bits and pieces of this conversation as they trot by. So
I mean, I will
like,
fully own up that I went away, but I'm back.
But yes,
you'll survive without, I think.
it'll be a little harder to hide myself with all this. And he kind of like gestures to the ears and everything, but
don't hide, it's cute. Akira keeps going.
I'm sure I'll figure out a way to make it work. You're aces, kid.
Now tussle his hair. Call him sport.
I'll see what I can do. Maybe making it down to Westrun. Maybe I can hop a caravan or something and head down there and look up your buddy. Sarah, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right on.
Highly recommend it. He's honestly, I think that you'll find some kinship and camaraderie with him. A good soul.
Parchwood's still selling horses around here.
Are they? I don't know.
Yep.
There were the people that y'all bought horses from last time.
Yeah, definitely.
Aren't those in Zephyr?
Yeah, yours are. Being well taken care of by people who love animals.
Yeah, it's almost like we left them in a druidic city.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's a terrible fate for a horse, going a place where people love you and respect you and treat you well and talk to you in your language sometimes. It's weird. But just so many druids who speak with animals now. It's amazing. Thanks, 2024.
They're absolutely roughing it over there.
Yes, they're roughing it. But yeah, I think maybe, I mean, that's the first step of success, right? Is get a horse.
Or ride a cowboy. Depends on your feeling.
I was just thinking the same.
Indeed. I listened to that album front to back a lot. One of my only ties to country music still. This is Jeremy here.
This is Jeremy in the voice.
But,
yeah,
In the voice
I know. I was being silly about it. But anyways,
Battery.
so just I'll take care of that, and I'll make my way that way after a little while. First, though, and he kind of stands up and kind of thumpers his feet a little bit just to kind of stretch out.
Oh, that was cute.
I think I'm gonna go see the other kids. Not interrupt their day or anything. Just be there. Just see that they're there. Not that your ma would have ever brought them to see me anyways, but I really didn't want them to see me like that. Don't even know if Eddie even remembers my face, so it'll be even easier to hide it from him.
Of course. Just take it slow, all right?
I'll certainly try.
It's a heavy endeavor. Make sure that you're kind to yourself in the process, all right? I'm snarky and have attitude problems, and I know that sometimes I come across as really sarcastic, but I really do love you, Dad, and I don't want to see you put yourself in a state of mind that's hard to get out of.
Oh, someone cue the music, like Peter Griffin wanted when him and his dad had a touching moment.
I love you too, kid. Just take care of yourself, and not that I have to tell you to take care of those around you, but know that people see it when you do.
And I plan to check in pretty regularly. Let you know.
Yeah, you've got that sending spell now. That's really impressive. I've got to tell you.
Oh my God, it's so useful.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've never had the focus to really learn that kind of thing. You impress me all the time, man. All the time.
Also, once once you get in touch with the people you need to, I'm going to try to get you clued into my network. I imagine you've still got some of your own, but doesn't hurt to have a little more access if you need it, right?
Oh, especially if I'm gonna try and keep my head low and make sure people don't come looking for me. Kind of gotta have the wherewithal to cut from some of the old ways, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to get used to jumping into yours. So what I mean, I guess you're as good a person to make sure to organize this with as any. Unbeknownst to you, the player, last night you introduced me to your Gith friend as Phil Van Rant. Enough people know the last name there to make it problematic if I'm trying to cut from older ties.
When he says Gith friend, is that Eridrin?
Yeah, Eridrin
okay.
came up at the end of basically end of the ritual.
Right. Oh, I wouldn't worry about him.
Well, I mean not him, but like going forward, like other people.
Oh, of course.
Like,
it's just
like what you're I'm gonna be perfectly honest, more creative than me.
Are you asking me to name you?
You know, you were correcting my eating this morning. It kind of feels right, you know? I was covered in oily, gooey tastiness last night. You basically birthed me, taught me how to eat. Yeah, it's a real. Honestly, I was very awkward. I've been greased up before, but never in front of my son. It's very weird.
That was a phrase that didn't need said. All right.
Yeah.
What about the name Buck?
No.
Why not?
That's two on the head.
What about Buzz?
Akira will stop, look at, like, kind of key in on enough of the conversation to have, picked up on where it's at. And what about? And there, like, you see Akira, like, just go into a real, like stare trance, but also because the bunny is cute, the anime hard eyes come on.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to tilt their head and say, what about Ty? Ty.
Ty.
Like T-A-I. Yeah, T-A-I.
Okay.
T-Y-E? I don't know. You look like a tie. Or maybe you should be wearing a tie. I don't know. You should get a tie.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it. I'm used to a certain look, and you can take you can take my hide away, give me funny ears, but God's well that I'm gonna put on a suit.
Well, why don't we make things a little less difficult for you? How about Philodon for the first name?
Philodon. Well, maybe. Wait. Let's do. I like the tie idea though. So like,
Oh,
tie Philodon.
Ty Philodon. I like it.
Yeah. No, that rolls really well.
I actually
Well,
really
there you
like
go.
it.
There you go.
Wait, you like
Comes
it,
through the
Akira?
teeth pretty well.
I
Sorry.
like it, and I'm going to know.
I'm sorry. Did you say rolls off the teeth really well?
Yes.
That
Yes,
fucked
he
me
did.
up. Perfect. No notes. Inspiration.
Yes.
Akira is going to elbow Eridrin for all the teeth jokes, though.
And I will apologize. I will say I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just it's
No,
I
they
apologize.
still feel funny. You don't understand. Like I do not encourage you to go through what I just went through, but if you do, just remember that when you come back, teeth, you get used to teeth the way that teeth work. I swear I'm gonna work on this.
You're so adorable.
I offer dentistry services to you.
You're adorable. No, I don't want you to file my teeth. I want to get used to the teeth that I have now.
Don't
I
rabbit
had
teeth grow for their entire life?
I had dragon teeth before, and now I have rabbit teeth. I mean, I don't know. I've never been a rabbit before. Well, I guess I'll find out.
I think that's exclusively restricted to like hares, not heragons. You know, like I think they've kind of evolved past that as like a species.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe.
Probably.
They're still big and weird compared to the teeth I had before. I had more sharp teeth, and now plants taste good. Plants taste good. Fruit tastes even better than it did before, and and meat tastes a little bit less good, and I don't like that. I want to like meat.
Mind over matter, maybe?
Yeah, maybe so.
Tasting.
Maybe so. Put more plants on the meat. Yeah, that actually sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah.
Or wrap the
Here's
meat
like-
in plants.
Wrap the meat in plants. That's actually a really good idea too.
You could wrap the meat in plants.
You could
add
take some
more
peppers
plants.
and you could stuff them with meat.
Oh right, and you could put fruit on top of that, and then put like a sweet dressing on top, and then just take the meat out, and then you'd have a perfectly healthy meal.
There's no taking the meat out. Keep the meat. It's good meat.
No, we don't take the meat. Yeah.
Well, I
I'll
mean,
put my brain on, Luca. You're not going to trick me.
The rest of them.
All
But
I'm just
we
teasing.
could
It's too much fun.
stay here forever, couldn't we? But I know you have things you have to get to, and I have things that I have to get to.
My first recommendation, if I were you, would be to find a Haragon and just study them to see how they act.
I mean, they're particularly rare. If there's one even in this city, I'd actually be surprised.
Well, congratulations. Consider yourself surprised. You are one.
There is at least one.
Told you, kid. More creative than me.
Well, I'm going to see if I can find a smiling face to come and show you around.
Well, I know where to go find one. I'll drop your
Oh,
name.
you do?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Well, of
Phoenix didn't burn down again, did it?
No, it's still down the street.
Thank you, Storm.
Yeah. No, that's then I'll go. I'll chat up Red. I'll find some. Yeah, I'll drop my new name and. Wait, do you have a? Should I just say Luca or Luca Debatoire, or do you have a? Do you have a fancy name now?
If people are looking for orders, they ask for the Jack.
Well then, I guess I'll say that the Jack sent me. And see what that does for me. If not, I know your real name too, so. But do you have anything that I can report in for you while I'm going in to go and ask around? Because I didn't have a ring while I was in prison, and I don't have a ring now.
Oh, we don't have a spare Grinner's ring right now, do we?
Nope.
Not really.
But I mean, you know a guy who
Sure.
could
Yeah,
probably
we
make
know
you one.
we know a guy
Yeah,
who knows a guy.
But I mean, you know someone who,
Maybe
as
just
Justice said,
completed
could make
their.
it one.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just completed their internship or their apprenticeship. Maybe is now a fully fledged member of the guild that deals with jewelry. Who knows?
Hey, Aradrin.
Yeah, I already know what you're thinking. I'll get one started, and hopefully, I'll have it done by the.
Oh no,
when we
you don't
leave on
have
the
to.
ship.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to do all that. I'll make sure to put the right worms in the right ears to get word back to Kaylee that to come and see me. And then when she comes to see me, then I can fill her in, as it were.
Out of character. I figured she'd be coming back here soon anyway, but
Isn't Kaylee here?
yeah.
Last time you knew, which was a number of days ago, she had come back
No,
here.
I
but
thought we just talked to Percival, and Percival said she was in town.
Yeah.
that is also true.
Well,
I mean, I don't know if I'm wrong.
Ty-
Okay,
Ty-
if I'm wrong, but
Ty does not know this.
that's fair.
do you have an instrument? Do you play an instrument anymore, I should say?
I mean, I haven't picked up a lute in better part of a year since going in, but no, it's been more than a year, hasn't it? Shit. But it's been a long fucking time since I picked up a lute, and I haven't picked it up with these hands, so all I can say is maybe. You got a spare? Do you have a spare lute?
Out of curiosity, is he considered... Well, no, I guess it doesn't matter. We can get him a lute. I was going to offer him the cittern, but I feel like I still use that often enough that I should hold on to it.
Yeah, you do use this.
Yeah, you do use that.
relatively often. Didn't you also have a DOS loot though, or did you give that up?
I traded it.
That's right.
When he gave me the cittern, I gave my lute to...
Right.
Oh, I don't remember his name, but I have it written down in my notes. But,
It was a satyr.
yes, the satyr. I do have his name written down in my notes, but I'm not going to dig that far right now.
That's okay.
No worries.
You would know that he is trained in bardic arts.
How about this? You and I, let's go get a lute. Come on, let's go.
Holy shit! He hops up, ready to roll.
We'll be back in... Go ahead.
I don't know, I was gonna say, since I wasn't here, did your own dad get turned into a hair gun?
Yes. Also, hit your long rest button.
Also hit your long rest button.
Long rest.
Yeah.
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know where
that.
I'm at right now, but I'm here. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
You're here.
Morning
You're
run.
here,
Morning run around the block.
Yeah.
Luca is
About
going to
25.
take... Luca is going to take the newly dubbed Ty to get him a lute and then encourage him to go to where he knows to go. And maybe, just maybe, he might get somewhere by playing either The Meat Man Cometh or Ears Among the Trees.
Indeed.
I'm not gonna lie, like whenever you said like when he was like, hey, what should I tell them, whatever, I was just waiting for you to be like, just tell them that Dixie sent you. Dixie Normus. And like I feel like that would have been better.
Dixie, Mr. Normus?
Dixie Normus.
So yeah, go ahead and burn 35 gold. Easy enough to find a woodworker who has a loot of adequate quality.
A loot of adequate quality?
I said what I said.
Yep. Okay.
But indeed. But with that, sending Mr. Philodon, as he is now to be known, off into the world again to learn how to chew in polite company. I'll buy his lonesomes. But everybody else doing their morning routines, breakfast, getting ready to go. Where to go with all that readiness, one might ask.
While we're getting ready to go, I would turn to Akira and I'd say, "Oh, just so you know, you might want to send your friend off to the pocket dimension, or else it's going to take even more people with us on the teleport, and it may leave one of us behind. And then summon them back."
All right, this could be an important thing real quick. I need to roll.
Understood.
And you watch you watch Eridred very just quickly just kind of gesture towards their hat, and the more popping three-dimensional strip of silver dissolves, and it's just the regular strip of silver that is underneath it.
Actually, I don't have that. I never replaced it.
Oh, you never replaced it. Okay, and it disappears to just the black hat.
Does that give us enough charges or no?
Barely.
Okay. Is that going to
puts
risk
us up
using
to-
all of them?
No, we will have exactly one spare charge, so we'll have one charge left.
Cool.
So actually, I mean, we were in a lucky place where the minimum was going to be okay.
Cool.
He was just looking to see if he got any more than the minimum.
Right.
Yeah, because it's a D6 plus 4, so it had 3 charges. It's up to 8 now. It only takes 7 to teleport. We're good.
Good.
Yes, super good news. If we roll better tomorrow, though, we'll be able to teleport another day in a row, which could be useful.
Yeah.
I
Well, considering the airship is waiting 3 days for us,
Yes.
I summon Zephyr back, and I assure him that once we are done teleporting, he will be right back, able to fly at my side.
Oh yeah, no worries. I'm used to that.
Yeah, and I will. Yeah, I'll pop him gone.
I hate timed lights with a passion.
Bet. We see you though. We see you in the glow. But
you're glowing.
Lining yourself up, getting yourselves ready.
Okay. So hold on a second.
Hold on.
How would it work if I purchased advantage for this roll? Could that work? Because we're about to just yeet ourselves potentially at the walls of the universe, right?
One of the most beautiful things that you will notice with heroic inspiration, if I remember correctly.
See, I don't have any of those. So
heroic inspiration, you can expend it to re-roll any die immediately after rolling it, and you must use the new roll.
For sure.
So the word. I know you don't. I know. I just gave one.
Spice to...
I did just give one to somebody else.
That's true.
Whoa, what happened? I'm gone for 30 seconds, and now I'm.
Oh. No, I was bringing up the fact that heroic inspiration can be used to re-roll. It does very lovingly and politely say you must use the new roll. So, as a reminder, as y'all are talking about flying across the universe to a place that you know on a map, and do not know any further than knowing on a map. Just a polite reminder that
I would like to inform Jeremy that in certain magic systems, knowing the unit of measurement and the exact distance to a place does actually greatly aid in your teleportation.
That's
one created
part
by
of
our
it.
favorite author, I would even say.
Indeed.
Or at least my favorite author. I shouldn't speak for everyone. But...
He is a perennial favorite of our community here.
Does this author sponsor us, Justice?
Not yet, but he should.
We
His name's,
sponsored him. We sponsored him, by God.
Yeah.
And by
We're looking for
God,
that
I
tit
mean
for tat
by Lolo. Thanks again, Lo.
Cheers. I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that. Hydrate or dice rate.
Yeah, I mean it's coffee, so it's definitely dehydrated.
Never.
I drink or touch.
I'm conflicted now.
That is one of my son's favorite things.
Love it.
He lovingly calls himself the black hole of genders. Genders come at him and then he obliterates them entirely.
So, wait, does this
hilarious.
mean if I hydrate, I have to do some stuff? Like,
No.
Oh no, you've already filled your quota for the month.
oh yeah, fair enough.
It just means you will in fact die. And I mean, to be fair, if you want to die straight, I'm not going to tell you shouldn't.
No,
But
well, and the truth is, as long as Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, Henry Cavill, as long as those people are on this earth, I'm not ever going to be.
Gerard Butler,
yeah.
Idris Elba. I said what I said.
Idris Elba, you said what you fucking said.
Alexander Skarsgård.
I'd listen to the Idris Elba read the fucking phone book, numbers and all. I'm just saying. Please
Same.
and thank you.
Literally
Please and
same.
thank you. Yeah.
Can we pay a cameo for that?
Oh gosh.
Honestly, maybe.
Was
I don't
he on
know.
Cameo?
No, let's not, I don't know. Maybe. Probably. So many people are.
We give him a list of words, and he just has to look up the Oxford Dictionary of like the definition of all of them.
And read the definition.
Read the definition, baby.
Oh,
Superfluous. No,
Like, all the words-
adjective.
No, anyway.
Anyway. Speaking of going way off the rails.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I admit to starting that off the rail adventure with this
We did.
sponsors and
sponsor son.
I merged the two. I said what I said. Anyway.
I'm not judging. I'm agreeing. But all right. With that,
There's so many things.
Beardy.
it's teleportation time.
So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
with the whole like you must use the new roll, right? So like if I do the advantage thing, does that still get advantage? And then if we have to use a heroic inspiration, we have to use a heroic inspiration?
Advantage is a thing given to a D20 roll.
Okay.
A D20 test, if you will. So this is not a D20 test. But you do get that one reroll. Is there anything else to do before
What about
it
the
is
plus or
time?
minus? No, I'm just kidding.
Can I guidance him in the role?
That
I
works
don't-
for a D. That also works for a D20.
Yeah. Also a D20 roll.
So what
Alright.
if guidance
Specific.
plus a reroll or plus advantage?
Listen. Sometimes you just have to roll the dice, and we all know heroes roll dice.
I said I do this every time. I am going to reiterate it. I also deconstruct my homunculus.
Yep.
I guess I never said I dismissed my Bloodhawk last night, so I dismissed my Bloodhawk.
Okay. It becomes a tattoo again.
It's just been flying around. I just put up my arm and it lands and then just becomes the tattoo.
Doesn't
It
land, it
melts
just
into
melts
you.
into your arm as it goes
Yeah.
to land.
It's like approaching a black hole. You never quite get there.
Yeah.
All right,
It becomes
Luca. I think it might be time.
Do we have a Luca? Is he here?
A Pelletort?
Okay, there he is. Yes.
It's a Pelletort.
A Pelletort.
Wait. That sounds like teleporting with a Peloton. Like we're just all gonna get on an exercise bike,
Yeah.
and that's how we get there.
Right,
We
it's
have to
an
get the-
oversized
we gotta-
treadmill. We got to get up to a
it's-
certain speed before it actually goes.
I was about to
Yeah.
say 8,800 revolutions a minute. You know.
Exactly.
Oh.
88 miles an hour. Like,
So here's the question then.
It's a tandem
Alright.
peloton, actually.
The storm, please remind me our destination.
Lirangorn.
Lirangorn. Do we have anything from
here.
Lirangorn?
Right here on the map.
Nope, but it's right here on this map. It's about 200 and some. Oh, actually more than that. It's hold on. Let me math this. It's about 860 miles from Whitestone to the north west.
Do we have like what are my chances of being able to land this teleport?
Super fucking low.
It is to land it exactly.
Super storming low.
The table is in your stuff there.
Yeah.
We have
and-
like a 50% chance of mishap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a. I'll say you have a 43% chance of mishap.
Is there a difference between Legacy and 2024?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Wait, is the table in the Radiant Realm shit? Or
No, it's on the spell. Like it's on the spell.
So this is like viewed once or described, right? Because this is literally just described.
It's described
Alright.
to you.
Cool. Yeah, there is actually like a 75% chance that we don't land it.
Well, yeah, it's a 73% chance that you don't land it exactly,
Yeah.
and there's a
And there
20
are
some odd percent.
categories within that it's
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, 20 some odd percent chance that you're off target by a dice amount, and then similar area for another about 10%, and then a 43% chance of bouncing off the walls of the universe.
I mean, a similar area, is that really the worst if we land in a different elf mining city? Like, let's be honest.
No, a similar area could just be any area in the world that is similar.
Yeah. It, like kind of like how we were shooting for Craghammer and we ended in Jordan Village. Yeah, those two, only thing they had alike, they're in the mountains. That's it.
yep.
Okay.
So, you know, we could land in the mountains somewhere.
Miles and miles away.
Well, wouldn't we land in another crater, technically?
Possibly.
Maybe.
We could, yeah, at the bottom of the ocean.
I think
That's
discussing it
I'll
is
say,
not going to
fair,
help us.
To be fair, that's not similar enough.
It's a crater.
But it is at the bottom of the ocean and not above the ocean.
All right.
It's not breathable crater.
It could be in a mountain lake,
It could
In a
be
crater?
a mountain lake. It could be a mountain lake in a crater. That's true.
same level above
but we
sea
won't-
level, but
But we won't
underwater.
know until the dice get thrown.
Right. So,
Oh dear
Luca.
God.
my guy. Don't
So,
bounce us off the
knowing-
walls.
Yeah, knowing that, in fact, there is a chance of failure.
Let me give myself these 15 temp HP before I do this.
Yeah.
This
Like,
is a very
there's a
wise
reason-
decision. This
There's
is a very
reason I
wise
mentioned that
decision.
today. I was like,
Te-
knew we were
temporary
just
HP.
about to
Temporary HP kept you guys from dying last time.
It's like, so can I uncanny dodge that damage?
No.
Or...
Normally it's not an attack directed at you.
Can I dodge?
You
Can I
are-
dodge reality imploding on me just a little?
I mean,
Exactly.
I mean, his
That's why the dodge
perception's
is
high enough,
uncanny.
right?
I can see
That's
it
why the
coming.
dodge is uncanny.
Yeah.
Why it's uncanny.
His perception's high enough, right? He can see it coming.
The pass of 22.
Damn
I
near.
mean,
I said damn near. No, 22. It went down. He actually nerfed himself.
no,
Oh my
it's because
God.
of the new observant. It doesn't give a +5 to perception anymore.
Oh,
I
we'll take
know,
the old
I know.
observant.
Can
Oh,
I?
That dice,
No.
that dice spun. That dice spun in the most dangerous of dangerous
Oh.
motions.
All right, and that was a 54. Okay, okay.
right.
It was
So-
that
Hey,
that Decatur landed long before the single
roll a-
digit one did.
roll
Oh
a-
my God.
roll a percentile again.
Oh fuck.
No, this is good. This is
Oh.
good. Ish.
No. It's not a mishap. We're not going to take damage. So there's that.
No, and
Correct.
it's 54,
fuck.
so we're only off target. We're not similar area. We're off target. So like,
You know, off
26,
target
though.
can mean days off target.
okay, well yeah, but maybe we can see the mountain from here.
That would be
We're
a
gonna
better
find
target
out.
at that
All right,
point.
we're about to multiply.
Because I had to do a lot of manipulating to get
That was
Nyack
860.
and Hupperduke.
Stop feeding the Maybe machine. Life is chaos.
Oh no. We're in the middle of the water, y'all.
Nah.
No, you're only 26% off. So
Oh, I thought we were 26% of the way.
So like, you know, somewhere
no.
over here.
Opposite. It's off target by
Somewhere
26%.
over
So
here, you know, maybe somewhere up over here. So, I mean, 26%
That's not
of.
so
But
bad.
if we
Like,
can
when you think
see
about it,
the
like 20
mountain,
26%.
Yeah, that means that worst case scenario, one day, as long as we can see the mountain, we can teleport to it. So
yeah.
I see your
But
point.
then like,
And-
but
and
then
do
like,
we not have-
we
do we
might
not have
still miss
methods
the
of-
airship.
We have methods of flying, so I mean,
Yeah, and there might be another airship coming
There
to
we go.
Whitestone soon.
so
you know, who
based
knows?
on weather, we may have the opportunity to get where we're going. We may not be able to teleport the next day, though. We'll have to wait and roll charges, but we could teleport every day with good luck.
With good luck, yeah.
Yeah, worst case scenario, we die.
Yeah,
so
that's always the worst case scenario. So nothing's changed. We're good.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, part of the
And
course.
Slayer,
honestly.
the storm's done that like twice now, so big
What's
whoop.
new?
Yeah, that's like I said. It's always dying is always the worst case scenario. So the stakes haven't changed.
Yeah.
I mean, again, part of the course.
Yeah.
I see what he did there. Well, I mean that's not quite. Yeah, no, I'm okay with that.
That's not that bad.
all right, so
Blink red.
so yeah. That being said, as to whether or not you can actually see the mountain right now, Luca, bet me a higher or lower on a D. Let's just keep it 100.
I bet you that I will roll higher than you.
Okay,
Do it.
roll higher than 81.
Oh, do it.
I believe in you.
I was so close.
Oh, I believe.
So
See,
close.
So those numbers,
They
they
were-
just
they
showed
were
up
just-
backwards. It's actually an 82.
Yeah. He asked for a 13 and they drew a 31. It's fine.
How about the
28, so close to 81. So close.
So close.
But
Yeah, sure. Take that heroic inspiration. Sure.
ooh, there it is.
Is this
Which
going
one?
to be a
Which one are you gonna have re-roll? Him or me?
Ooh, that's a rough one.
Statistically, having
gosh.
Jeremy reroll would be more likely to result in a success than having us reroll.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I agree.
Ah!
Okay, burn that inspiration. Hell, fucking yeah.
Good
Okay.
use. Good use.
Yeah, 100%.
Fought
Think,
hard
think
for
about
that
it,
one.
think about it this way, Ro. If I had to reroll, I had to roll higher than an 81. But if
Yeah.
he rerolls for us to succeed, he only had to roll lower than a 28. So it's a bigger margin of failure for
Nin-
him. you know?
19% or 28%. Yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect. So, as you all appear, and the Alabaster Sierras are already, up in the mountains. Cold Whitestone is up in the Alabaster Sierras. As you appear on a safe, flat plateau. And it is bitingly cold. For those of you who are not the storm, I caught it. I caught myself this time.
I saw you
I'm about to
almost
fucking
say
say
it
it wrong. I did it.
I almost fucked it up earlier too, but I caught myself. But yeah.
But everybody who's not the storm, this is the kind of cold that hurts your bones. For the storm, it's a
Feels like home.
Tuesday.
I mean, while we're used to cold and Grimgillier, probably not this
Yeah,
cold. So
yeah, no,
Akira
you're-
will swap
yeah.
to
Yeah,
Akira will
no,
swap
you're-
to the winter clothing that's in the the cloak of many things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
you-
will see Shadow start like ruffling through his bag of holding and whatnot, trying to find his cold weather shit to throw on as well.
Yeah, and
And-
yeah, I mean, you were already in, normal, because again, Whitestone, Grimgleer actually kind of similar, at least in climb, in the fact that they're up mountain a bit and they're all that. But yeah, it is definitely it's like being used to Oregon and Washington cold, and then being in northern fucking Alaska. Yeah, that's the one.
You would also see Airdrin buttoning his fur that he has for his cold weather equipment into his trench coat.
Oh
Storm
yeah.
takes a deep breath and like sighs in relief, like, oh, reminds me of home.
Air's a little thin. The world around you, if ever there was a question that the world is round, right? You're looking out from what is a mountaintop, and out and around you is jagged mountains that you at least recognize the stone of as being similar to those of Craghammer. At least the parts of the stone that you can see that aren't entirely obliterated by snow. Mountains, all just snowy areas all over the place, and you can see for hundreds of miles in every direction.
Take that, flat earthers.
Take that, flat earthers. You can see
I'm
the
actually a fan of
horizon.
the super Earth theory now.
Indeed. But as
That's not a Helldivers thing.
you had Lyrangorn describe to you before a place between two peaks, and looking off, orienting yourself to the morning, looking off to the northwest. It's probably at least 200 miles off, far close to the horizon, but you see two peaks side by side, almost touching from this distance, but you can still see that sliver of sky between them.
Hey, Storm.
Yeah.
Oh, is that our destination up there?
Pulls out his map. Looks at the sky. Looks at the horizon where you're pointing. Yeah, that should be it.
Bollocks.
Oh, it's not that far off. I mean, it's better than hitting the walls of the universe.
You'll
I'll
keep
take
saying
that.
this,
I'll take that.
but I still am trying to figure out what y'all mean by this.
I'm being quite literal with you.
Stick around long enough, Arjun, this time, and you will find out.
Oh yeah, you missed that part where we.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
that
what?
was-
You know what?
Haley-
You should honestly be very happy that you missed that part.
You should actually, next time we see Kaylee, you should ask her about it.
Yeah, you
Okay.
It is a point
you
of
did not
great pride for her.
you did not miss a
That's
pleasurable
mean,
experience.
Storm. That's mean.
Yeah, it is very obvious that the storm is lying through his teeth. He's not good at it.
He's also probably not trying.
No.
Yeah. No, he's laying it on thick. Yeah.
Well, this is one of the reasons we train, right? Gotta march, right?
Well, I mean,
For the record-
we could probably camp here. I mean, it's better odds, as far as I'm aware, of us getting there. Now that you can see it, you know. If you do
That's
just as
true.
good as you did this time, we'll make it there.
Agreed.
Above table, that's me saying if you roll another 54, we'll get
true.
there.
Yeah, that's true.
It might even be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Now you can see.
Yeah. You know.
If
That's
if
not
you are
on the
going,
table because they don't
if you are
expect that
going
spell
to
to be used in that way.
if you're going to be off target, being off target and then being able to see your target is an extraordinary twist of fate, one might say.
Indeed.
I will look around.
A
And I will say-
heroic twist of fate, one might say.
Mm-hmm.
I will look around and then I'll say, Storm, I'm cuddling with you tonight.
Yeah, so that's fair. Everybody should probably group up around me. I'll make a shelter.
Asher runs over
Actually,
to be the first.
hey, we don't have to do that.
What was it?
Luca is going to reach into his pocket and pull out a deck of cards.
Asher's like, shh, gosh, no, we definitely need to cuddle for one. It's going to be very cool.
Yeah, Luca reaches into his pocket and pulls out a deck of cards, one that you have seen only a few times before. It's the House of Cards.
Right, yeah, we've experienced.
Another thing I have not seen, so I would look at Luca and say, the hell are you going to do with that?
He's gonna make a house of cards.
Luca begins shuffling cards, and as he's shuffling, the cards begin to fly out of his hand and transform into a shelter made out of cards. It'll be
Speaking of-
shaped like a cozy cabin with room enough for everybody.
My favorite fidget when we're doing this is shuffling at cards. So
So we have a 40-foot cube.
Not gonna lie, I forgot about the freaking House of Cards, and I
we all
thought you were just cool enough to have a magnificent mansion now. But
No, I'm so sorry that I'm not that cool, but it's okay. I mean, it's still pretty neat.
and I just use cool enough as a parable, I guess, for
High
bard levels.
enough.
leveling.
Bard levels, yeah. The cooler you get as a bard, the more power you get.
Yeah.
I think
That's true.
bard levels
Ask
should be
any
called
bard.
cool.
Equates to your level. Yeah.
I'm 17 cool as a bard. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, it's
It's
fair.
still morning time, right? Or like
It
what
is-
time?
it
What's
is-
the
Oh
time
yeah,
check?
100%. No, now we
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
shelter. I was gonna try to kill some of the daytime in building a shelter, but Luca just eliminated that fact. So instead, I'll go hunting. I guess get some
And I have a couple
whole
things
rations.
to do as well.
When
Yeah.
we've got food to eat, but fresh food's always nice.
Well, the shelter also doesn't guarantee us a means of keeping it warm, so we will still need some stuff.
Yeah.
Like a
Can it have a
controlled flame,
hearth?
Andrew?
What if we? Wouldn't it burn down if we lit a fire in its hearth? How does that work?
House of Cards.
Yeah.
Oh, nope. It says it maintains a comfortable temperature inside, so never mind. We don't actually
Okay,
have to.
cool. All right.
Sweet.
I thought that was a fancy
If
thing.
you
Hell
didn't
yeah.
correct yourself, I
Hell
was gonna
yeah.
when you walked in.
Okay.
Yep, I just had to reread it.
All right. Cool. That's a relief.
Nice.
Well, anyway then, yeah. So I guess I'll go find something to eat. Anyone want to come with?
Actually, I would like to join Storm. I had another idea for what I'd do, but I would like to join Storm. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, I was already planning on joining him, so I figured I'll roll with him as well.
I'm gonna stay back here and prep the cooking area.
Very well then. It'll be a good bonding and rebonding experience, he says as he looks to Shadow and Eredrin. Bonding and rebonding.
That reminds me. I have something I want to make for you. I'll tell you about it later, Storm.
Yeah, I'm interested.
You'll hear about it later.
Very well.
All right.
Gotta have some
so-
secrets here.
It's because I'm here.
No, actually, there's a weapon I want to make.
I do like weapons and collect them, so yes, I would appreciate that, Eredrin. Now, let's see what we can find.
All right. So, in that case, go ahead and
Gotta kill the daytime somehow, right? That was literally
Yeah.
that was my plan for the shelter. But
go ahead and set yourself out. To seek, and let's see what you find.
yeah,
Seek and you shall find.
We'll find. We'll
I am
find out if you
proficient.
find, if you seek.
I am
Maybe.
proficient in survival, and technically, as an outlander, it's a thing I can just do as well, if as I can just find food for up to 10 people, but I'm also trying to make an extra effort and hunt something, you know.
Yes, indeed.
I'll be our long distance hunter.
Yeah, you will.
So go ahead and throw down some survivals.
Very well.
And you know what? Asher will go out just looking for stuff. You know, more gathering than anything else. You know, not much of a hunter, but like I'm gonna look for like, you know,
These berries look edible.
Yeah.
They turn you blue again.
I got a 23, but I want to see if I can get a 25, so I'm using my side bolstered neck.
And I am going to guidance myself.
I'm just gonna be floating up above them on my flying broom,
That's a
cruising along, keeping eyes on things.
all right. Cruising.
It's a 21.
So my final score is 27.
21, 27.
27.
Okay, y'all working together. So, as y'all come down from the mountaintop a bit, looking about, and you know, you're getting yourselves ready. You're getting yourselves ready to hunt. You know, weapons out, things like that. And you
Got my
actually
non-magical javelin.
you actually
Not my bow.
the thing that surprises you.
Nothing surprises me.
My reflexes are too fast. I would catch it. The thing that surprises you isn't something popping out of the snow. It's the fact that as you kind of go over this ridge that you find yourselves, you know, right around the top, on the plateau at the very top. As you go over that ridge, descending down, from the angle you're at, you see barrels, a kind of like table set with not set with stuff, but like table setting, but like gear and equipment and bags on this table. Barrels that look like they have a little bit of frost and a little bit of snowfall on them. All the gear here a little bit kind of frosted over. But almost like a little cachet of things. Some big barrels look like they're holding, you know, much larger amounts of things, like butt barrels. Some of them a little more small keg sized. Yeah, buttload. I said what I said.
Prison 13.
What looks like a spot to tie up some certain, you know, whatever livestock people ride up here. Snowed over a bit. Looks like it's in good repair, if not current use.
Are there any signs of life?
Which then leads to your eyes seeing some slightly dirty foot tracks in the snow. Here, I mean, I can
So
just...
with my altitude difference, can I see where those are going?
Yeah. So coming from what will be considered the north of this map.
Oh, did I miss you hopping on your broom?
Probable.
Okay, yeah, right on.
God damn.
I did make
time
mention that I was
lights.
hopping on my broom, getting up above you guys to keep eyes.
Okay, cool. I did miss that. All right, that's cool. doesn't necessarily like the storm notices it, but he doesn't really make comment about it. Well, I guess actually maybe he might, because he never met Wash, who had the broom.
It's true. It's very true, because, well, you are.
Yeah.
Only under weird circumstances we get to meet ourselves.
Yeah. So, anyway, I guess he would, notice it and be like, it's pretty cool.
And like, how fresh do these like footprints and whatnot look? Do they seem like they've gotten a good frosting over them in the amount of time that they've been there, or seem kind of fresh?
They have at least a little bit frosted over, but out here with the altitude, the wind, that could have been 20 minutes ago.
Gotcha. Well,
can I send my familiar out to look for life signs, since it can kind of camouflage itself, or look for where those tracks, where the foot attached to those tracks?
The being able to get at it from a slightly further south angle, the tracks do lead to like a rock area right next to the equipment and stuff on the ground, and then from that different angle, that two of you with flying and or those of you who have familiar, or well, the one with flying or the many of you that have familiars that can fly around. There is an opening, a cave
fly
opening.
if I want to.
That's true. For a minute, or for 6 seconds.
He can fly if he wants to. He can leave his friends
Leave his friends behind. And if his friends don't fly,
Except they kind of do.
no friends of mine.
That dance was not very safe.
No.
Indeed. But you do see this cave opening with the dirty footprints that look bootly, like they are booted feet. They trail out. Those of you looking, especially those of you who can't not look, see that they go a ways out into the trees. If you really followed it, you might find something, but...
So, just a quick question. Where are we coming up on this from?
From the north of the up of the map.
Okay.
And
where
you
we
said
can't see.
You said the boots were heading in towards the cave or out from the cave?
There's a out and back set, like overlapping.
Okay.
With your flying snake flying in kind of close, you, with a frankly amazing level of survival, are able to tell that the more recent ones go to the entrance.
And I would have had direct control at that moment, so sights and sounds, but coming back to my own, I think they're in the cave that we are standing on top of currently.
Interesting.
Well, somewhat on top of.
Well, it's probably rare that we'll find people out in these desolate parts. Do y'all want to stop in and say hello, or should we keep looking for game? And
That
kind of
might have
wave
been-
down to Shadow before he starts talking, so that Shadow can kind of cue in on the conversation.
Oh, he'll come flying on down.
Oh yeah.
Real quick. So, what we got going on? I see we got a cave over there, but what do we want to do?
Looks to be that the people are in it.
Yeah, it seems like they could very well be people based on those footprints.
So do we just want to leave them alone, or?
We could
Do we want-
say hello if we want, or we could. They might have a good lead on game, or we
That's
could
true.
just keep looking around.
Or do we want to send in a closer scout run to see if they look like reputable sorts.
I mean, I could go and try and take a look real quick.
I was going to offer my friend, but you can. Would you mind if my friend joined you? He could look just like you.
No, I don't mind.
And I'd have my familiar light on his shoulders and kind of blend in as much as he could.
Keep forgetting I haven't even made a token for my character yet.
For shame.
And that's not even
We
the
never
right
even
one.
used
No,
the
it's
final
for, no,
token
it's
of
named
my.
Shadow. You
Yeah,
need to
I
make
know.
a token for Shadow, not for shame. He hasn't made a
I
character named
keep
Shadow.
pulling Shadow out and it drops Shade.
Well,
I mean,
that's because I just copied and then did not.
I mean, to
Yeah.
give you
No, that's fine.
to reiterate, giving you the excuse, the finalized version or token version of Nyack never got used before he left, so it's fine.
Bummer.
Gotcha.
The in color version for once.
Big
Why is
bummers.
it not final?
Oh no, and I don't have the token thing on here. I have to find
My
the
mouse
message.
art
yours
is
is
just like a super sick drawing that a really cool person made. So
I mean, mine was a painting in exchange for a wood carving, so
mine was.
I still have that painting of Nyack staring at me every night.
Like,
Now at least it has the name.
I gave
On
you money.
generic Goliath artwork.
Because I can't do that. So more power to you.
Right,
All right.
so
Well, either way, I'll deal with that later.
moving all quiet like.
Yeah, moving all quiet like.
And there'll be a second set of eyes and ears, and then I'd jump into his head, and I'll be able to talk to you without actually talking. Well, in fact, a psychic link on the three of us for X number of hours.
Oh,
Nice.
And I guess I'll fly my hawk or some of my hawk
2 hours.
and fly it over to like about here in this tree, so it has a more direct line of sight on the cave entrance, and just watch from there.
We'll be able to talk without talking to each other in his head.
Is this Shadow's first time having somebody talk in his head?
Probably not, based on just the past and whatnot. It's probably happened at some point or another.
based on
Maybe
what I
in
know
this
about your
way,
father,
though?
It's like first time from this individual, so it is
Or
a
in
new
this way,
voice. Maybe.
Based on what I know about your brother, it would not surprise me whatsoever with you not having someone talk to your head. Like somebody like, oh yeah, I've definitely had this before. That does not.
It's
surprise me.
like this is just par for the course.
I've stolen from really powerful people.
Don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine.
And I'll assume sight and sound from my familiar as he goes down.
All right.
All right. So as I get to the entrance, what about C?
You floating down there, right?
Yeah,
Floating?
just down to the entrance. I'll like wisp up into the very edge. Then right before getting to the opening of it, I'll kind of lightly hop off of it and stow it away. Or actually, I don't even need to stow it away. I can just mumble its word, and I'll just send it off into the treetops nearby, just to blend in as a branch.
I know the snake doesn't have wings, but it will be yours.
There is a character art on my character sheet for this.
Yeah, but that
That's
requires the having of them.
No,
What,
it's
did I?
completely fine. It is complete. You should. You should.
I did, didn't I?
Because I've had him in combat before, doing his own thing, not just sitting on my head.
It's true.
Buddies.
That's very true.
No, that's buddies. That's out of pocket buddies.
Pocket buddies?
Pocket buddies. No, it's not down there. So
Again, things.
no, I've
actually
called
go
up art for it. I've called up art for it before. I don't have it right here, so I'm just going to. There we go.
It's fine.
Okay,
It's
now you have control of that one, and Storm, you have control of the bard. I made bard. Bird is the word.
The Papa Bard.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Shadow, It's only a few feet in where the stone still looks natural, and then it looks like a set of stairs that are pretty well worked.
Interesting. Oh, well, gonna slowly make my way forward, obviously checking for little traps and things like that as I go.
Okay,
Can I also?
Because you never know.
Yeah.
I also have a question.
Yes.
Do they look like dwarven stonework?
It looks like it's not. I mean, I'll even just give this to you. It doesn't look like any particular craftsmanship. It looks clean, like it wasn't even cut. It was probably magicked.
Like low polyish kind of?
Like somebody with the magical ability to do so just shortcutted their way and was like, all right, this and this and this. You know, take 30 minutes of casting and 15 feet of stairs all of a sudden, or 30 feet of stairs, however much, can suddenly appear or be made out of this stone. It doesn't look like there's any tool marks to it, is what I mean.
And I would relay that information.
Interesting. But again,
all right.
Slowly making my way, checking for any kind of, mechanical traps and magical traps.
Go ahead and investigate that stairs.
13.
Okay. The two of you start your way down. Now I'm gonna very politely, very kindly just move these gentlemen just a little further forward, because part of the reason the map continues above you is that there is map above
you. No way.
Oh, you're getting fancy with it now, Jeremy.
Listen, just because I was able to pull a map that I've used before out of my ass to be able to use it with you guys doesn't mean...
Why wasn't it in there? Like, why would you keep it there?
Always on me. You don't understand. It's very handy.
In my prison pockets.
I mean, it's especially handy now, since you don't have to, keister books and all.
Listen. There we go.
Right, so how many dangerous things do I step on my way down the stairs?
Honestly, the funny part is that you're being very careful and very, very paranoid, because this is new place. Who this?
No idea who's here. Don't know if they're good, they're bad, whatever. Just trying to find out.
Exactly. And so while you're going down these steps, it's you keep expecting something to move, something to shift, something to be there. And you don't see that. That doesn't occur. You start going down. You see that there's this kind of flickering light. And glancing around, go ahead and make a perception check on your way down.
25.
25. All right, you are able to be careful enough to get most of the way down the stairs.
And I try to articulate myself if I can to put myself into darkness as much as possible.
Oh, and it's there's not.
I wouldn't expect there to be much, but just saying.
Well, that's the thing is that, so, like, you are in the darkest space right now, being between the upstairs light and the downstairs flickering source of light, and as you kind of flatten yourself to the stairs to look in, there are things to see.
I like having things to see.
Let's do polygonal. There we are. You're able to see into this place, and in the center of this large dais on the ground, a number of runes inscribed onto the ground, onto the stone below it. It seems like those runes lightly pulsing glow, and every time they glow, these kind of wisps of that glow emit off, and then kind of almost like an evaporating light, evaporating and then swirling up and around this swirling, almost small star floating above in the center, just floating there. And you look past that and you see a halfling woman, white-haired, kind of gaunt, bundled up because it's still cold as fuck down here. You see her sitting at a desk that is definitely from somewhere else, but strewn about with pages, book, other book, more pages, ink, and she currently, none the wiser to you being there, observing from across the room, is currently mid-writing.
I want to say there's more to this room that I want to see, but from seeing how open and spacious it is, it doesn't seem like there really is a whole lot more to look at least by myself.
And you see, as you're standing there observing, she calls out behind her, shouts, "Kay, do you have those notes from yesterday?" And you hear the clomping of hooves as a pale tiefling man, brown hair, looks, a little bit of a goatee, almost a satyr kind of vibes, but he doesn't have the furry goat type bottom to his legs. He has the reverse legs, but it's almost like more human.
Is giving a satyr-like tiefling a goatee, is that perpetuating stereotypes?
Listen. It was a good many. That's all I'm saying.
Just
well,
leave
they're
it at
fae.
that.
I wouldn't give them anything. So
Probably safe. But this horned man comes over, bringing a notebook of his own, and kind of just setting it down on the table, pointing out some things. Has its absorption increased? No, probably not really.
Decisions. I'll probably double back. I mean, they're seeing, from my understanding, they're seeing what I'm seeing already outside, or at least getting relayed the information, so.
Oh yeah, I'm narrating everything that I'm seeing through the snake.
Yeah.
So storm.
So yeah, I'll just quietly make my way back out.
Is here too?
I'm going to leave the snake behind, just right at the corner of the bottom of the staircase.
Just so you can keep
Okay, make
eyes as well.
Make a stealth check for your snake.
Oh no.
He's a sneaky snake. His dexterity if he's not proficient.
Let me find him. The problem, okay, so my problem currently is I have to have reduced screen because if I fully take Discord off the screen, it doesn't, like, it starts, like, glitching out. So I have to, like, have it. Alright, so, I'm just gonna roll this in the roll 20.
Yeah.
$17.
Hey. All right. So at least at the moment, Zan is tucked up against the side of the stone, wings in, trying to blend with the stone a bit, and just kind of like face that way. And you do hear the "You owe me big. It's so fucking cold. Oh my god, it's so fucking cold."
Do I see which one's saying that?
No. Zan is saying that to you.
Oh yeah, I hear it. Don't worry, I'm gonna set up a fire tonight. You can stay as close to it as you want.
If I'm still alive.
You'll be fine. You can sleep in my jacket.
But you get back outside.
Oh, sorry, I got a buddy that just showed up in the room.
How dare you?
I know, right? How dare.
Buddies? Never
Yeah.
met her.
Let's dig into those buddies. That's all I ever think when I hear buddies. So it was a little bit that was just said before, other than, me coming back outside and meeting up with the others. I'm assuming it's just things the snake heard.
I was just talking to my snake. My snake, ever being the cat of the familiar grouping, was not happy.
He's cold-blooded. He's cold-blooded, and he's being made to lay on fucking frozen stone. Just saying.
Yeah, that is very true. That's very true. All right, so
At least that's what he's saying.
based on what I've seen, they seem somewhat nice. I don't know. Do we want to go say hi or just leave them alone?
Well, I mean, they seem to be some sort of magic-y folk. I don't really think they do much hunting.
Probably not.
They probably don't know much about what sort of game there is around here. So, I mean, perhaps we
Do you
just
think
took
if we...
this,
Sorry.
perhaps we just took this bit of knowledge
Do
away
you think
for
if we
now.
enough, if they may have a teleport spell handy?
I wouldn't want to be
Hey.
troubling people we just met with that kind of...
It's kind of big magic, but also, I mean, like I was trying to say, if we maybe just took this knowledge a bit away for now, do our hunting, get back to the group, and let the rest of the group know that these people are here. Maybe we can come down as a much larger group and ask that favor if that's something we all decide to do.
I
Who
agree.
knows? Maybe we can help them out.
And I'd call my snake back, and when Zan the Fourth comes back, instead of like tilting my head down, I'd open my trench coat just a little bit. let him
He
fly.
dives in almost violently, and like tucks up almost like a gun in a holster underneath your armpit.
I'm here for that.
And just full on like tail wraps around and latches onto the back of your shoulder. He's
Warmth.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
I can feel it.
With that, I think we're gonna write this down in our little adventure log for the day. Hey, we found these people, and continue our hunt.
These characters will remember this.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Essentially.
Bring it up to
You
the
get a-
group over dinner.
A little save bar progress, or like one of those things that says "You have new notes" pops up.
Yeah, fair
New
enough.
journal entry found.
But we'll still be able to. I'd say this in the head. We'll still be able to communicate silently for the next couple of hours, and if it runs out while we're still hunting, I can re-up it so that we can not spook the wildlife.
It's a fun idea.
I did not have that problem of floating in the sky.
As y'all are
Scare away the birds, though.
as y'all are discussing
I was at a
this,
bigger price.
Yeah.
you hear a ear-piercing ring suddenly from inside of the cave, like something happened inside of the cave, and after a number of seconds, those of you up on the ridge building your house of cards definitely hear this too. It's piercing in the way that it rings out.
Can't I also take control of my homunculus in the same way, or no?
It actually takes effort, and it does not assume direct control. You actually have to use a bonus action to command it.
Okay, but I can see through its eyes, or no?
No.
Ah,
Not normally, unless I'm mistaken.
I didn't remember, and I was trying to find it in the wording because I was going to say I want to send something back down to see what just happened, but I know my snake will be mad, so.
But as you do
Top of the
that,
stairs.
top of the stairs, or trying to get a
I guess
look on things.
right down there.
All right, stealth or just flapping in?
Try a stealth.
Sure, let's go.
I know he's not proficient, probably, or it's not proficient. I don't know.
What have you named your bird?
I haven't. I didn't ask.
It's a bird.
It's a bird. An intelligence of 3. No. +2. All right. Hey, 19.
19. Okay. So flapping down, finding a pad of the frosty stair that got a little melted when somebody stepped on it earlier. Landing, ducking in real low. You can see that. The satyr, I'm just not going to reopen it real fast, at least at the moment. You can see that the satyr looks like he's currently pushing it looks like just like a staff, but he's in the midst of, he's in the midst of, now that the ear piercing thing has stopped, it looks like he's pulling it away from the orb, but it's only like half of the staff. and
Like other half melted kind of scenario, or
like right where he's pulling it away, it looks like it's a wooden piece. It's nicely polished. It looks like the part of it that you could see definitely looks like it used to be useful. Right where it ends now, about half as far as you would have thought it would. It looks like a perfect curvature along the side of it, almost like that, and that little curvy spike of the wood looks like it's burned, and it has just a little bit of that same wispy magic kind of coming off of it here, and as he's kind of like pulled it away, and he's just kind of like looking at it, and like he's trying to figure out kind of what happened with it.
Does that?
But with your brain on, you can definitely grok the idea that staff was probably touching that orb, and that orb probably fucked that staff up.
Does it ring any other bells from a certain performance, mayhaps?
Well, you're pondering that as you're thinking about it, but depends on how everybody else reacts. As it looks like some of the wildlife up here definitely did get spooked by that piercing shriek. And for Eredrin, Shadow, and Kassir especially, but also from perspective of Luca and Akira up on the ridge above, you see a flock. I say a flock because it's a good word for it. Because they're winged, you see.
Oh no.
Wyverns.
Close.
Griffins. Peter Griffins.
Worms. Flying worms.
Drakes.
Oh yeah.
We're not even in Canada.
Wings.
We're not even in Canada. All right. So,
Lost me there, bud.
Drake the rapper is from Canada.
I knew it. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant.
But you hear the flapping first, and those of you who are perceptive, particularly Shadow, and then the others, look towards this cacophony of flaps, and they're big flaps, some of them bigger than others, as these Leonid-looking creatures, lions with wings, tails that are barbed.
Oh, manticores.
This
Great.
flock,
Player knowledge, maybe.
this flock of manticore
Yep.
begin heading in a thiswardly direction, and
What is this, Ridley?
much to perhaps your dismay, they are looking for something, and that something, and that something right now, whether it is you guys or not, you are people, and people make problems, as many wildlife might reason, and so
That's
when
a
we
pretty
get back,
fair assumption.
when we get back next week, we will jump into a battle with this flock of manticores. Perhaps
We'll roll initiative?
we'll roll initiative next week. Top of the game. So not to tease anybody for having lives and or things happen today, but be here at the top of the game next week, and we can roll initiative.
Yeah.
Wow, and the party is split.
It's that time. Well,
For now.
not by that far. This was just off of the top of the ridge. You see.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
literally we're on a plateau. We walked to the edge of the plateau, and we're like, "Hey, look, there's shit here."
Hey, there's some shit here. So y'all aren't that far away. I'm gonna open up that little white space right there from the edge of the map. Wait, that's plus. We want subtract. Here we go. Ba-ba-da-ba. And we'll just drop Akira.
Forget how long
Luca.
this map is.
Right.
Yes, there are things hidden, perhaps. But yeah, so just a few feet back, technically. Off to the up and to the right.
By the way, this is their fault. They definitely owe us a teleport after this. If they have it.
Sure. Okay.
We'll see.
But we will come back to this next week, and see what y'all do to do this.
How many?
Yeah. Huzzah! Well done.
All right.
We had fun, and now the complication.
How many manticores is it?
There's 5 for what we can see so far.
5 manticore.
5 manticore. You know, it's fine. It's easy. Until
just-
next time, though.
Cakewalk.
Yeah. Until next time, though, just remember, guys, it's always a good day to be kind. Remember, kindness is free. And please keep going.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Check out the TikTok, check out the Patreon, check out the YouTube, check out the Twitch, check out the Facebook of all things, and check out all of those good things.
And like we already talked about earlier in the episode, Sanderson, dude, sponsor us. We sponsor you. It's fair. Give and take in every good relationship.
Everyone knows the lily of the valley, a sunburst of a dahlia of roses, sharp thorns. But the prettiest, sweetest of the flowers only grows on the farther shore. Sweet tart cherries and blackberries on the bush, bursting with nectar when the peel has been shorn. But the sweetest and most bountiful of orchards only grows on the farther shore. Till you go to the farther shore, that paradise to rest when your old heart can beat no more. We all go to the farther shore. We all go to the farther shore. Wild temptations haunt this earthly coil. Some may resist them, though others can't ignore. But the promises of pure imagination take us all to the farther shore. It must be everything that everyone was promised. It must be all that we could ever want and more. It must be better than the love we leave behind us. They only know on the farther shore. Till we go to the farther shore. This paradise to rest when this old heart can beat no more. We all go to the farther shore. We all go to the farther shore.
hear everybody. Come on.
Till I go to the farther shore.
Till I go now, yeah.
Rest when this old heart can be no more.
Heart can be no more.
We all go to the farther shore.
Let me hear you now.
To the farther shore.
Show a grin, wake the dead.
Till I go to the farther shore.
Till I go now, yeah.
To rest when this old heart can be no more. We all go to the farther shore.
Let me hear
to the farther shore.
Let me hear your voices, everyone.
To the farther shore.
Sing it, everyone.
To the farther shore.
Thank you very much, everyone. In memory of a friend.